Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign. Just got a few announcements before we start. First of all, sorry for the late start. I have a couple of technical difficulties, but we're all good. We're now up and running, raring to go. So before we start today, a couple of announcements. So first of all, we're down 2 players, so we've got no Marshall and we've got no Bart this week, but Lobrin and Brucon are both going to obviously be there. They're not going to suddenly disappear, so the party may use them or not as they wish. So it's up to you guys how you want to use these two. Within reason, I'm obviously going to be playing them, and I will try and protect them as best as I can to make sure that they don't die by your hand. As well as that, what else have we had going on this week? Well, we had a leak in the studio over the week, but I managed to sort that out, so that hence everything's back up and running like normal, which was very unpleasant, but let's not talk about that, dwell too much on that. And anyone else have anything to add coming into this one? Wait, we do have one very special announcement, of course, and that is, of course, that you may have seen that Marta's got some new dice.
Yes! Can't see me, but I'm yelling.
Yeah, and we're going to be breaking those in today, so I think we'll make a big deal about it when that first roll.
Will we? Oh, God.
Yeah, we will. It's going to be a big thing. We'll focus on it.
No.
Also, lastly, a big thank you to
one.
all of you so far for following us on, first of all, on Twitch, on social media, and, of course, for your suggestions for fake dice as well, using the hashtag fake dice. It's been very much appreciated, and I have been logging them, and we've now got quite a few. Still need a few more to get to 20, so keep those coming in. If you have any suggestions throughout the stream, comment, hashtag fake dice. You can also do it via social media as well, again, using the hashtag fake dice, and I will find it somehow in the ether of the internet. Anyway, and again, thank you for following. It's so much appreciated, not just by me, but by all the players as well. And yeah, keep showing your support, and hey, why not tell your friends if you think they'll like this sort of thing? Give it a little recommendation. Do it. Yeah, that's a heart. Thank you. Okay, in advance, thank you. So without any further ado, I think we'll jump in with tonight's session. So let's go. Okay, here we go. So, guys, last time, you may recall, a bit of a high, intense kind of chase sequence occurred as you tried to escape from the manufactory. It's creepy staring into the camera, I love it. Okay. So after your initial kind of breaking into the manufactory, finding the... well, actually, you didn't find the ledger at first, but you managed to dispatch the guards after some effort.
That's one way of putting it.
You dispatched the guards, other than 2 which you took hostage. And then Malar, you managed to find the ledger quite easily in the end, as it was in the back office. I mean, where else would you keep that sort of thing? And then you decided to take a look and see if you could find Callie Shallows, the private investigator who'd hired you to look into the events at the manufacturing, check to see to find evidence that they were keeping slaves, which is exactly what the ledger hopefully will incriminate Pat Galright, the owner, by his own hand. That was the theory. So you got the book and you left Malar on your own just to go and check out where Callie was, and remembered that she was watching you from the watchtower. However, when you saw her, she started ringing the bell at the top of the tower and shouted for you to basically... Well, she said scram, but because she's American. But run! Told you to run because they were coming for you. And it turns out that the guards were in fact had been rounded up and were heading towards you. So, warning the rest of the group, you all managed to. Well, you've set the slaves free. You then made hasty preparations to get the Stonebreaker out of the manufactory and with you out of town, because currently you don't have a carriage. Your horses were free, and Seth managed to grab both the horses and ride them round to the service entrance before the guards could get to him, and then connected that up through a series of knot tying. It was very exciting. Magical knot tying with some mage hand, which was very nice, yeah. And all your other preparations as well, including a little bit of a ruse and a disguise and a distraction, all of which kind of, I think in the milieu, worked really well. Individual elements may not have worked how you intended, but for the most part, you managed to get away, all of you, from Half Rage without dying, which is great. None of you, and all of you went together. Malar, you couldn't actually ride on the Stonebreaker because you were too heavy.
Disappointed about the no deaths.
I'm not disappointed at all. I'm very happy for you. Anyway,
oh god.
And the Oberyn, despite falling off, thanks to the quick reactions of Brucon, managed to save him with a rope and bucket that he found whilst in New Manufactory and hooked him in like a fish. Yeah, it worked really well, actually. Just goes to show you've got to check out your equipment because these items can be really useful in the right situation. So anyway, the rest of you head on out of town with your one charge as Malar dumped the red tiefling that you had with you, just because you were carrying him while he was tied to a chair, and that was proving a bit cumbersome, so you left him behind. But you did have with you a halfling kind of in darkish robes. You guess a cleric of some kind by the way that the spells he was using had this divine kind of essence to them, and Malar particularly was familiar with some of the spells he was using due to his background. But other than the spiritual lights that you seem to generate from Festir, this was a lot darker, shadowier, and had an air of malice about it. Not very nice at all. But trickery was the name of the day. Name of the game. Sorry, name of the day is the name of the episode actually. When you were on the road and a cloaked figure, a halfling cloaked figure, appeared before you in the road. It's okay, it's fine. This cloaked figure didn't actually make any moves at all. It just kind of stared at you guys, wouldn't move out of the road. And on closer inspection, as you got closer to it, it's guys, come on!
Sorry, man.
It's okay. It's like trying to be subtle and making all the noise. That's fine. This cloaked figure just held out a hand and shouted a command at you, forcing our tiefling friend here to drop the halfling charge that you had on the ground. Fleeting Look was quite surprised about this, that he's done this against his own will. But anyway, as it turned out, you ended up having a bit of a chase with what transpired to be a trickery domain cleric, this halfling, who was also a member of a particular guild that has a name. You will know this in time. And that was all you got out of him before he managed to elude you all and escape into the foliage around and away from the party. So with him out of the way, the rest of you then decided to pick up where you left off and carry on towards the cave and the collapsed, the rock fall that you had found Lady Helaine's carriage in the first place. That was the whole reason for going to Half-Reach, was to seek help, and now you guys, with that help, have arrived back at the cave. Using the Stonebreaker for what it was built for, you've cleared a path and opened up the cave entrance. And right before we left last week, Seth, you were shouting into the cave and hearing mostly your own voice echoing back until right at the end, you heard, hello, hello, hello. And that's where we pick up this week.
So, are you guys all around the cave entrance, or elsewhere? So if everyone's around the cave entrance, I'm going to just turn around and say to everyone, like, someone's responded, but they just literally said hello.
Maybe you should ascertain as to who that is.
Good plan.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to turn back to the cave and I'm just going to go, are you okay? Okay.
Better not be that halfling again.
He beats us here. We had spent 10 minutes.
He charmed me, so he will.
Dirty
More
response?
invested.
After a moment or two of silence, you then hear it sounds like kind of almost a whimper. The voice sounds scared. It's going to be coming back. It's going to be coming back. It's going to be coming back. It's going to be coming back.
I don't feel so comfortable yelling anymore. He says something's coming back, or could be coming back.
Oh, what's coming back?
I don't feel comfortable yelling.
Well then let me. Sir! What's coming back?
I'm just saying no.
Are you doing it as loud as you can?
I'm not throwing thermosage on, I'm just shouting.
Okay, so this will just be a performance check. See how loud you can get this.
Natural 20.
First roll of the day, a natural 20. Also, this...
I missed the dice roll.
So you managed to You manage to hit just the right note that resonates with the shape of the cave, and your voice just echoes throughout. What was it you said? Sorry.
What's coming back?
What's coming back? What's coming back? What's coming back? What's coming back? What's coming back? And you hear a rumble far away of sounds from deep within of rocks moving, and a roar from within the cave of some kind of monster, beast type variety.
I vote we move away from the entrance.
Cool. Malar?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It would now be an interesting point to bring up the fact that my divine blessings are somewhat expired for the day. I will not be able to restore any of you should something untoward happen.
So the order that you decided to do things was attract monster, tell us you can't heal.
Oh, now, friend, let's not forget that I wasn't fully aware of all of the situation, and I was trying to compile a comprehensive list of what we were going into.
So there's probably someone in there. There's something in there. Don't think we've really got much time. I think we'll, what do you guys think we should do?
I would...
Not go in.
Well, I believe we should expedite the return of this somewhat scared person.
A good plan, since your ambassador may be with them.
Indeed. Oh, maybe I should have asked about that.
Yes, on the rumbling with the
Oh,
monster.
God.
We should have asked. What can we see when we look in the cave? With dark vision.
With dark vision. Okay, make a little perception check for me, please.
16.
Okay, so
We're not going to use this, are we? It was just not. I haven't used it.
so when you look into the cave entrance, you can see through your dark vision. There's no natural light. Everything you see is in grayscale. It's a relatively low ceiling from what you can make out for a cave. It's maybe 10 feet high, just beyond the entrance, as you can see when it goes in. Kind of a winding passage before you. It's all stone. It all looks naturally formed, and you can see that whilst your vision goes straight down this tunnel, it winds along and goes out of sight within your dark vision limit, and you can see that it opens up into other little passageways going through it as well. Kind of, it's got a labyrinthine kind of feel to it, that there's a lot of different entrances and exits.
What I
and
could do is pick up, when we get to an entrance, pick up a rock and cast light. It's a cantrip, and just throw it down.
No, yeah, we good. For perception checks for Logston, is it smell or hearing?
Smell.
Smell. Oh, yeah. I thought if it's hearing, you may be able to determine which path roughly the echoes could be coming from. But is it just you that needs a light?
Oh, yes, but if she's going to throw a rock that's got light on it, I'd pull out a candle. Maybe you could illuminate me afterwards?
Yeah?
If we...
Rock thrower!
So since we don't really know what we're going into, it'd probably be best to have a couple people stay back in case we all get in trouble.
Are you taking volunteers?
Do you want to stay?
No.
That would be a twist.
I do nothing.
Sit here for next 3 hours.
Cookies aren't for us, they're all for him. He's just like, man, I watched the show. But I'll ask the Oberon and Brucon if they can stay, because the Oberon's got dark vision as well, doesn't he?
They both do.
Yeah. Dwarves?
Dwarves have dark vision,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that we asked the two people with dark vision to stay, so that they can find us if something goes wrong.
And,
well, if you're sure, then
what
I
should we
would say behind us, fine.
What should we say?
We can also ask them to come and find us in the cave if someone finds our tracks along the road. We've disguised it, but if the police, army,
Militia?
militia, if the militia
The guards,
come and find us, they can come find us in the cave. So maybe if we leave a small track of where we've gone.
Has anybody got any chalk? We can maybe just scratch...
No chalk. Just scratch along the path, along the floor with a sword or something.
A dagger on the... Yeah.
Small knife?
Yes. And I should also say that if it sounds like we're in trouble and there's a lot of faluting coming from me, also come and get us.
Oh yes, of course. We're a team, as it all. So we'll be backup, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Team B, I like that.
Yes, B for Brucon. Yes. Ha. Ha.
That's actually pretty good for a con.
It's not bad.
Thank you. Take that.
So
I'm here all night, guys. Here all night.
So are you gonna lob a stone in first, an illuminated stone?
We can see pretty far.
You can see pretty far. Are you? That's what I'm trying to understand. Are you doing the stone thing, or can I?
Whichever. What do you want?
I've got a candle that I would like you to cast a cantrip onto.
Light would probably be enough, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll light it up, sure.
Okay, I cast light on his candle.
And that gives you, is it 20 feet?
All right.
There's something? 30 feet, something like that?
30 feet bright light and 30 dim, I believe.
Okay, yeah, fine, that's great. So basically you'll keep up with the dark vision, essentially, with that. Yeah, great.
I'm just picturing you being like really huffy when throwing the stones. It's like light.
I'm more like, why are we going in here? Like,
There's
why
clearly a monster in there.
I didn't sign up for this. Like,
You signed up for helping to find the people. Admittedly, we got sidetracked with pissing off an army, stealing stuff,
becoming a criminal.
murdering people. Small sidetrack.
20 feet. Great.
But,
It's gonna be a great story when I get to my relatives.
And of course, speaking of
Right.
signs, you did pass a signpost actually that had been taken out of the ground. It just said danger on it, and you just before you got to the cave as well.
Yeah, I'm torn between adventure and just really poor decision making.
Oh, go for the typical teenager one.
Arguably not mutually exclusive.
My mom told me about this.
I was told about adventurers like you.
Yeah. Okay, I lit your candle. Do we?
Just
May the light guide you on this question.
cool. Let's go, guys. Lead the way.
I step into the cave.
Okay, can you turn
Oh,
to map 3, please?
Oh God.
Oh!
You fuck.
What?
So the entrance
Being
is by
prepared.
James. So if you guys want to position where James is, where it's open.
You're the
Oh, I
real,
see.
You're
I
the
see.
real
So these
monster.
guys stay where? These guys can.
These guys are staying outside for now, so I guess they'll. Yeah.
I'm not first.
I'm not first.
Yeah.
I don't mind going second.
I'm in the middle.
Okay.
Not first or last. I'm squishy.
I say I'm probably the next best tank with glass completion, so.
It's probably better than Naeris is like one in front of you to throw stones in front.
Yeah.
If you're doing the stone
I've
throw.
got the
Yeah.
light.
Oh, you're the light, okay.
I
if
can
you
also
wanna-
mend your cloak, by the way, that he ripped by dragging you around the ground.
I was helping.
So,
I'm getting flashbacks.
so fleeting as you enter, can you make a perception check for me, please?
11.
11. Okay.
It's negative.
Yes.
Why did I put you first?
Okay, so you can tell when you step in with your dark vision, there is a turn to your left, just a couple, like maybe 10 feet in front of you. There is another. The cave goes round to the left. A passage goes round to the left. You also know just beyond that there is another entrance to the right, just 10 feet again beyond that. So that's that sheet there, and you can see that the cave, this passageway you're in, continues straight as well. So you've got 3 directions you could go in, potentially.
I want to throw a rock at them. Each.
Okay, which one are you throwing at
What
first?
do you mean, the 3 passages or the 3 dem?
Not mutually exclusive.
Don't tip me.
So which one did you want to throw one at first?
What do you think, guys?
We'd have to walk past the left one first.
Okay.
Just
So the closest one, the left one.
The left one. Okay, yeah, go for it.
What do I roll?
Roll a d20.
D20.
Guys, this is the first roll on the new dice pack.
Ooh, 19.
19, as in straight 19 on the
So
dice,
19
or
on the dice.
Sweet.
And does that mean?
What is she adding to it?
just, sorry, I didn't tell you.
No.
That's helpful. I was just like, new roll, new dice. Ah!
you did say add your highest.
Yeah.
Well, this you're just throwing the roll. What's the
I'm
what
basically
trying to achieve?
casting light and throwing a lit rock
My candle goes out.
She uses rock.
Yeah, use rock.
Okay, I will say then that this. Let's say that you throw the rock fine, and that's the perception check. So 19 plus your perception. So that's pretty good for an elf, right? So you should add something to that. So what is that?
That's 22.
22. So you throw it down there. Do you want to position her so she's further up? Can you lift the first? That one. Yeah, thank you. So so you light cast down there. You can see a bit further down there. Yeah, I used a lot of blue tack, and I will take that back later.
This is
I
not.
guess it would be like an athletics check to throw.
No, it'd just be an attack roll.
Oh.
So you can see that down here there are, as you throw the rock, you see there's another, seems to be a passageway goes down that way, continues straight, and there's also something here as well. You saw like much lower ceiling, lower entrances. This on that bit as well.
Okay. I would vote we check out the next closest one as well. What do you think?
The right hand one.
You're our stone thrower.
Well, I throw stones to a consensus.
For one, sure, whatever you pick will be fine.
Yes, I'm going to the next closest one. And anybody want to come with me in case something horrible comes at me?
Oh,
Conflicting.
Well, volunteer.
You're
Yes, I will
the
go.
tank.
miss before you go. Guidance.
Your job is to
Get a
Thank you.
on a check.
Okay.
come back to you if you say.
So what does that mean?
If you're throwing things or looking at things, you can have it be
So
for
roll both.
intellectually or 20. Yeah.
Sweet. Cool. Okay, let's do this again. Throwing again, same maneuver. And we've got
So-
guidance.
So you're going up to it first.
That one. Okay, I'm going up to it.
Okay, cool. So you can see. So you can see for this one when you get up to it that
Okay.
it bends sharply round to the right.
Okay.
So you can't throw straight on because you throw it straight into a wall. So,
Okay.
yeah. So you know that, and you can try and throw it in to the right if you want.
I'm gonna go for a trick shot.
You can try and bounce it in
Yeah.
there without looking down there.
Oh, actually, no. That there's no point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna lean round, throw it in.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you go to
I don't
throw
know if
it,
I want to do that.
you with your dark vision, you'll be able to see all the way down there because it ends. So in fact, you can take that sheet off.
Yeah, I'll just lean. Yeah, I'll have a little.
You lean over.
Very
take that one
very carefully lean.
So as you lean in carefully,
To here?
take it all the way off because she leans
Take
into
it
the
Take it off!
Oh.
Take it off!
strip it.
We want more. What?
Okay, so you can see in this particular chamber, cavern, should I say? It's a little alcove. So it's got a bare rock ceiling, no stalactites in this bit, and it seems to gradually slope down towards the far wall from you. And at the far end, it's maybe 6 feet off the ground rather than 10 feet, so it slopes down towards that. And at the end, it protrudes a bulbous kind of greying mushroom, very large, about 6 feet tall. So it's just touching the ceiling right at the end, like long grain arm bit and then a solid bulb on the end. You can also see dotted throughout, there's a lot of fungus in this chamber, including some purple-headed ones, kind of teardrop shaped, with some little tendrils sticking out of them as well. There's quite a few of those in the room, on the floor, on the ceiling. And can you roll a perception check for me?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Do you get to add your D4?
7.
Or is that...
No, she's used that. It's been gone now.
7? You rolled a 2 or something?
No, 4, and I got +3 perception.
Oh, okay, so 7. Yeah, something else catches your eye. Even though it's dark, with your dark vision, you get a glint of something, possibly metal, something shiny, that's towards the back of the room.
Seth,
on the floor.
you want to come have a look at this? You got good perception,
Yeah,
right?
right. So, what is it?
Something shiny here, but I can't quite see what.
Oh, yeah, shiny.
It's a lot of mushrooms.
I hear mushrooms. I go back a little bit. No, I go forward. It's shiny.
So
Would it
Fleeting, are
be
you back here
a
with
nature
me?
check?
Good
To
to go.
try to
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
out what the.
I think so.
Yeah, that's a great call. Do that. Yes,
Yeah.
roll a nature
Yeah.
check.
I'll just do- I'll quickly do a nature check as
So-
well to see what those.
So you do a nature check, and Seth, can you roll a perception check? Or investigation?
16.
Investigation.
16. Okay.
Nope. I would like perception.
Perception.
20, please.
20. Okay, so you see that this thing that caught her eye down the end there, it looks like you can make up the remains of some kind of, it looks like some kind of kit, like a range of stuff, like some glass vials and sort of herbs, and it seems to be a lot of upturned. There's like a couple of leather sacks and things like that down the end. But also there is something like a scroll with a metal clasp, and that seems to be the shiny thing that she was picking up on.
Right. So is it in between mushrooms?
Yes, it's right
So
towards
it's
the
right
end.
between-
So you'd have to go.
I'm gonna
Wait,
towards-
because I just did a nature check.
Yep.
I might be able to tell
sorry.
what
Okay,
they are.
so these mushrooms. What did you roll?
16.
16. Okay, so these mushrooms, you recognise the one at the end, the big grey mushroom. You recognise this as it's not something you've experienced, but something that you have read about, and that you've heard some tales about your parents' days as adventurers, your adopted parents, and they warned you about certain kinds of mushrooms that aren't as they seem, and will cause you to see things, man.
Those
This,
guys.
however, may not be one of those, but there's something.
So not fun mushrooms.
Not a fun. These aren't fun, guy. Unfortunately, guy, that's terrible. That's painful. The big one at the end, you recognise it as relatively harmless, but it if it's not in fact a normal mushroom, it could in fact be a creature that's disguised as a mushroom that then makes a horrible racket. These are the ones you've heard tales about. You've heard tales about that big one in particular. The purple ones, you're not sure. They teardrop shaped, purplish, got some tendrils on. Look kind of gross.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't cook with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not put them in pasta.
Is there any way with your firebolt? Is there any way you can cast it and then cast control flame so that it doesn't go onto the objects?
I don't know. Is that possible?
What was it? What were you asking?
If I cast
Ignore
firebolt
the game.
and cast control flames, is there a way for me to sort of basically illuminate the area without hitting the target?
Ignite something. It's not magical.
Yeah.
You need to
it's-
ignite
yeah.
something
So
for it to catch fire.
if she casts firebolt at a mushroom,
If it was create bonfire, you'd be fine, but
if she casts create bonfire under a mushroom, can she use control flame to keep the flames away from the objects?
I don't have bonfire.
you
I just
don't,
cast it.
unfortunately.
No.
But,
A fire
I would,
spell?
I have a fire
Oh my
spell.
god!
I don't have a
didn't know
bonfire.
It doesn't have all the fire spells. You can, I think with
Nice.
control flames, correct me if I'm wrong on the rules on control flames, but I'm pretty sure you can manipulate the flames, if within a
manipulate the
space.
flames. That's what I.
So you could move them off of certain items if you
Yeah,
wanted
so
to.
if you firebolt the mushroom, then you use control flames to keep them off the objects.
Of course, where the stuff that you've seen is positioned is right near to the large greying bulbous mushroom. You could easily hit that and not hit the stuff underneath, and obviously, well, you might not know this, but you know that fire obviously rises with the oxygen. It doesn't go down.
No, I just
So
thought the mushroom would fall over.
that's a fair point. Actually, it might do that.
Could, but it also could be a really bad thing. So I vote. Let's park that for a second and go have a look at the third option, number 3.
Sure.
So there's something in this room that you quite take a fancy to.
AKA, I'm getting it.
I'll help you get it.
There we go.
But let's just take a look at option number 3 in case we need another escape route.
That's good.
Things go bad.
Also on the way out,
Yeah.
so you know.
Alrighty. Another one.
Is it bad that I'm planning that we're going to have a very quick exit so I don't...
Okay, another one. Rock, light.
Throw it,
Throw
and
it.
then so the throw is fine. You don't need to roll for that. Just perception to see what you can see.
Okay.
Good roll,
So.
roll.
That is 19.
19. Okay, so if you can pull that one off, please. That's slightly wrong. Pull that piece of that sheet of paper away. So you can see that the passageway continues up, and you've got the light spell on it, so you'll be able to see that at the end there are 2 passageways. There's one to the right and there is one to the left, and there's also a back wall of the cave. It's the end
It
of
kinda
that
stops
passageway.
here.
It stops. There's a T-junction essentially down the
Okay.
end.
Okay, guys. What do you want to do?
As you throw it as well, you can feel. You notice more the breeze, and it's burning through the cave, and you're getting a faint bit of it coming down from the one you've just thrown the rock into. There's a bit of
Is there a
wind through there.
particular smell with it?
I'd say with that roll, the smell is there's a slight decaying smell. There's mostly it's
Like stale.
yeah, maybe just kind of stale,
Mushroomy.
still air.
Am I getting that by me?
You two are getting it quite strongly from you coming from the left-hand passage. The wind is quite strong. I say wind. The breeze is quite strong from
Can
there.
I make a perception check?
Of course you
Smell?
can. Of course you can. Yeah, you can smell.
Yeah, maybe use that wrong. Oh, great. Both low. Perception. 9.
9. Okay, so you have a good whiff of the air around. Okay, so what you can smell from further, you're getting the same kind of decaying smell. There's a moisture in the air, a very slight bit on this breeze, bit of moisture further in, and there's a little bit of fecal smell in places as well.
We shouldn't go. I think we should mind our step if we go that way.
So if we
Not left.
heard any more noises like we did when we very loudly yelled in.
I'll tell you what, why don't you make another perception check? There's a lot of perception checks today.
Oh no.
Be very cautious. So roll that.
6.
6. Not that you can tell.
Since we're going in and one of us can't see that well in the dark, when we made a loud noise before, it sounded like we pissed something off. Is there any reason we should draw it to us near the end of the cave? See if we can get it out
I have an idea.
in an area that we've got control over?
I have a thought. Perhaps one of us should scout ahead and check things out. Somebody that can, see in the dark and is very, very quiet and stealthy.
If only we had someone like that.
Oh, I know, and I knock your breastplate. I'm like, this certainly won't be you, my friend. Oh, and dear Naeris, I wouldn't want to just send you ahead. You're talented, but your lack of
really
armor worries
don't
me.
want to go.
So, do you know anyone?
I love that you did the turn.
Fine.
It's
Happy
all right.
throwing rocks.
May the blessings of the eight go with you. Guidance.
Thank you.
In the meantime,
So
I'm
for that,
gonna.
I'll come to here then.
I'm gonna just kind of
Ignore that I can
It's gonna come back.
stealth forwards through the cave.
Okay. Make a little stealth check.
I'm just shimmying back a little bit.
Don't take this the wrong way,
Guidance,
James.
D4?
You are the rogue. This is theoretically your thing.
Plus you can, bonus action and dash and things, which is always useful, or hide. Which could be very useful.
21.
21. You stealth away.
I'm not that stealthy.
How far do you want to go?
I will actually just keep going until I see max about 60 feet for now.
Okay.
So but if I see anything beforehand, I'll stop and check before I do anything. So I head down this way. I probably likely go.
Oh, there's one there.
straight.
Sorry, there were 2 passageways. I redact that. Oh, there's one there as well. Oh God, there's so many things.
many.
So I'd come to here, but I'd probably literally keep going straight through. But I'd be, if I couldn't see anything, then I'll
Yep.
be.
So you can take those off as well.
This one.
Yeah, take that little one as well. Why not?
Why not?
Why the effing Jeff not? So,
That's a wall, isn't it?
yeah, that's a wall, yeah.
So I'm
Sorry,
just
sure,
gonna
it's all
hop
right.
along
Take it or.
as I go forwards.
Okay, so,
Is this the noise?
so sneaking around as you do, in your roguey way, when you get to the T-junction that Naeris mentioned at the end,
This one.
yeah, the right-hand passage, with your dark vision, you can see in there, and there's something that catches your eye straight away because it's shiny. Because something shines in there. Embedded in the wall of the cave, in the rock, there are, it looks to be some kind of raw gemstones that are
How embedded?
embedded. They're pretty embedded in the wall. Like, there's bits of it sticking out, but, these are high-value gemstones. These are going to be difficult to remove. But you recognise straight away, jewels.
How high off the ground are they?
So they're about your height, and they're covering most of the wall. There's bits all over it. It looks like an entire deposit of these natural ores.
That's like I can hide.
And
Okay.
that's when we like catch up and just see Seth like against the wall.
He's just like, come on.
Not even just like rubbing up against.
Why don't you
Can't go now.
why don't you do an investigation check? Then you can try to work out how tough these are going to be to remove. But to do that, you'd have to go up there and be hands-on with the wall. If you're okay with that.
Can fire
Yeah.
help remove them.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Lovely gem.
5.
Well, these are hard. This is going to be hard to get out. You like knock on the stone. It's like
It's okay.
and you
It's
just
okay.
and you're like, yeah, this is going to be.
I'm just there like, oh god,
And
elephant man.
you look about your person, and last time you did this, you found the thing you were looking for, which was some rope. This time, you're like, I don't have a pickaxe. This is going to be difficult.
Yeah, cool. Is there anything down this little pocket?
So again, it's more of this sort of. So it seems to be framing a lot of the wall in this particular passage. There's not a lot in there other than that, but actually, good point. That right down the ends there is one item in the wall that shines brighter than the rest. It looks to be a full-on diamond, and by your estimation, with this investigation check that you did, that's going to be worth. It's going to be worth $1,000. That.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you get that out.
This is like the only time I've seen everyone make unanimous notes at the same time. It's like, money.
Money.
That's literally my note. Money. I remember
But
where.
again, it looks pretty solidly put in there.
Can
Cool.
I fire
Or should I say
out?
put in there?
I don't think that's all of life's answers. Right now.
Maybe we can melt the
We have
stone
that.
around it.
We have basically a dwarf. Well, we have a dwarf at the entrance. We'll
Yeah.
come back to this if need be.
You see the passageway continues at the left, down the left
So
there.
I
It
am
continues on.
just going to head to here and take a look before I go back.
Make another stealth check for me, and can you remind me, everyone, what your passive perceptions are?
13.
Also 13.
12.
12, great.
Stealth, 20.
20, okay. 9. 9 on your passive, okay.
Open both eyes from different places.
I don't like to see what's coming from the left of me.
So I think, unless I'm very much mistaken, that passage continues. So can you, take that next one off. And in fact, take that one as well. That'll be what you can see. Those ones, I think.
For the blue tag.
I'll probably just see to there because I'm not going any further.
Okay, yeah.
I'll head to here and then I'll literally start to go back.
Your honesty has been noted.
Not by the rest of the party.
No.
Yeah.
So, you stealth up there. There doesn't seem to be any erroneous signs of movement that you've noticed as
I
yet.
picture one page at a time. Then I'll go back to the party and move to the next page.
But with your passive 12, isn't it?
Passive 12, yeah.
Is there something we're missing?
You
there?
can hear a faint rustle up ahead from you, which is not something you'd expect to hear in a cave. You'd hear that in a forest, sure, but there's a rustling, not of leaves, but of something. You can't place what, but there is some kind of movement that you can hear, and like a distant, almost like chattering.
Time to be stupid. I'm just going to go to the side here.
Yep.
Can I throw a rock to the wall that I can see down there?
Yeah.
And while that happens, I'd like to be literally behind this wall where I know I've got a clear run back to the party.
Okay.
But I'd like to be, perceptive to what's around me after I throw the rock at the wall.
Yep.
And I'm going to throw fairly hard at the wall, try and make a bit of an echo noise.
Okay. Go for it. Make an attack roll.
Am I adding anything to this?
It's your dexterity you add to it.
Oh,
You don't
okay.
add proficiency because
15 then.
9 plus. Okay, so
Oh, dexterity, sorry, 14, sorry.
and you hear when you do that, you hear a bit more of a. Suddenly, you're seeing small flying creatures are heading.
God damn it.
In the noise, are getting riled up, flying around, and some of them are heading towards you.
Going towards me or just my direction?
In your direction.
So just my direction, so I'm going to run back towards the party as fast as possible, so dash, run, dash, everything possible.
Okay, right. Make an athletics check. Let's see how quickly you get there.
Sure, you always just run 90 feet because I can do it for action and dashing.
That will help lower the DC, sure, but
Like,
I don't feel
I
that
mean-
the DC is going to be low enough.
athletics or acrobatics?
it's athletics for this because you're being nimble won't help you as much as the short, pure kind of speed. 5. Okay.
I try to save it.
Can you roll initiative for me, please?
All of us? Or
Where am
You
I?
guys can as well.
Well-
You're about halfway back.
Here.
Yeah.
While he was doing that,
Yes.
can we check that little last corner?
Oh, okay. Sure,
Yeah.
you can.
Rock.
Are you doing
throw,
it?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so this one. So you saw from when you threw the rock before that it's a lower ceiling, so you know to throw like it's maybe 3 feet off the ground. This little entrance that could have easily been missed had you not thrown a light, which would have cast shadows on it for you to spot it. There's 2 of them, in fact. In a yeah. You can throw a rock within if you want, or you can just look in.
do the rock.
The rock.
Yep.
Okay. Throwing a rock.
So we'll do
in
this
there.
before we do the initiative.
Yeah. That is 16.
16. Okay, so what you spot, just from looking inside, through that little entranceway there, is... Which page? Got it. Yes. Okay, so the rock, as well as the rock face within, along the walls and the floor, and so on, there's a bit of... seems to be a bit more going on in this room. Like there's not as in things that are moving, but you see cloth, like moth-eaten rags. You see a couple of bones, particularly a foot, but just the bones. A bony foot is from that entrance. You can see quite small, diminutive sort of stature, in a kind of sitting position, and there's a wooden kind of chest of some variety on the lap of this skeleton.
It's a skeleton, so they've been dead for a long time.
Yeah, this is, you can see the what was the foot, and it's just the bones of the foot, just in the seated position.
Okay.
On the floor.
First, I recoil a little bit because that person. I mean, come on, how many corpses can I see in a day? Guys, this guy has there's a skeleton in here, and it has a.
I think we should make a note of that, and we'll wait for.
And at that moment,
Yeah.
roll initiative, please.
From here to the entrance, how far is it?
As many as it is on their squares.
Oh, so that's literally the entrance to the cave.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so there's natural light still coming in.
Still.
Yeah, there is a bit. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I
There's
rolled.
worse things to
Oh,
roll
that's better.
on.
I forgot that I'd already rolled initiative, and I was like, oh, that's good, I'll keep that. Re-rolled, and I was like, oh, that's better now.
Okay, good.
I'm going last, you guys.
Oh,
I'm
I
first.
wouldn't be so sure.
Watch you run by.
Yeah.
So,
It's about. Oh, I touched it's about. Oh.
Well, it's not
did
just
anyone
bats.
get
Plus?
20 plus?
22.
22. Good one. That's good. Seth, 22.
22 versus 2.
Okay, so anyone else 20 or above?
No.
Anyone 15 to 20?
18.
18.
So my actual roll before was 19. So I didn't want to re-roll an action.
Anyone else? 15? 15 through 20? No? 15 to 10. Okay, they got 10. Okay, so the bats, 10.
Oh,
They are bats.
is it bats?
Bats.
Actual bats.
Okay, 8? Or 8 to 10? 5? 4? 4. And you're less than 4. Okay.
And 2.
Great.
What did you roll?
Smarts. Ooh, smarts, isn't it?
I was,
Okay.
I was getting worried for your stats. It's like when you're like, I rolled a 5. It's like, what?
Alrighty, well, the rest of you are going to essentially be surprised by this, so you will miss the first round anyway. You won't, because you're in the thick of this. So it's your turn first.
So me, I'm going
Yeah,
to
these
run
bats are flying after you.
towards the party, and I'm just going to go. Bats, bat things, thing bats. Get towards the light. So I'm going to. I don't know how far I'm going actually. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I will stay there. Am I in natural light?
You are in a bit of natural light. Yes.
A bit of natural light.
There's a little bit. You're on the corner, but you're getting a bit of it. There's certainly
Just
didn't.
since Naeris is facing towards that as I come down, and I assume because it's a small hole, isn't it? So you're
Yeah.
like pretty kneeling to the ground.
Yeah.
So
Can I go like no?
cool. I'll stop just in front, and from my action, I'm going to ready an action. So if a bat comes around the corner, I'll say if a bat, if the bats come around the corner, I'm going to attempt to attack.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, the rest of you are surprised. So Fleeting, you are no longer surprised now, if that's your go. And then it's the bats. So they swoop towards you.
Are they surprised if I warn them all?
Sorry?
Are they surprised if I've come down?
They're now going to be surprised that you're running and going, ah! I'm like, whoa! So, yeah.
I was specific with my instructions of bat things, thing bats.
It's
That
quite...
made sense.
It's
Quite
the level of
commotion.
detail that really sells it to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I echo that. And I'm not just because we're in a cave. It's...
Oh, ouch.
Okay, so it's...
Too bad.
So with that...
Too
in that moment, you're suddenly... the bats are upon you. They don't quite get to you this time, but they are just outside of your range. They're
outside my range.
coming for you. Yeah. So they're not. So they're not. They haven't because they couldn't. They can only fly 30 feet anyway. So they keep up with you essentially. They're maintaining the distance. But you turn around and they're just like there. And they're coming for you, and that's their turn. Yeah. So you guys, Malar and Naeris, what's going on? And we're back to the top of the round. Seth, you first. You're not surprised.
What are your copy of Xanathar's Guide? I need to double check something for...
Which can,
Do I still see everyone not running out the cave?
At this current moment, yes, you go, and they're just like, huh? And they're trying to get a grasp on what's happening right now because you've just run up to bats, and they're kind of there's a lot of things running through their mind. They haven't acted yet.
Fine, I'm going to move forward 5 feet and swing into the swarm.
Into the swarm. Okay, go for it. Make an attack roll, please.
16.
16 hits. Roll for damage.
Uh, 9 damage.
I didn't get the rest of your things. I'm so sorry. Sorry, guys. Here you go. 5. 6. How much?
9 damage.
9 damage. Okay, and that's reduced to 5 as you try and connect with all of these bats that sort of around you.
Piercing damage.
Yeah.
I described it as slashing, but it's
Sorry, it's still piercing, still halves the damage.
Yeah.
So then, yeah. So you do 5 points of damage as you manage to connect, thrusting forth your rapier into the swarm and manage to.
One down.
You managed to skew. I'd say you'd probably skew one of them. I'd say.
That's lunch?
Lots to go.
Save them for dinner later.
It's Fleeting next.
Cool. I'm going to do the same, but probably with less success. So I'll move up here and just swing my battle axe into the swarm.
Swing it into the swarm. Swing away, Meryl. Make that roll.
21.
Yeah.
How big is the swarm?
It takes up a 5 feet space, yeah. And sorry, what did you roll?
21.
21 hits. Roll for damage. Which are you hitting with, by the way? Warhammer or
Battle axe.
Battle axe. Great.
7.
7. That's reduced to 3.
Oh, what a big chopper!
As you again swing into the swarm, you feel like you hit something, but they're so small that you hear it like. But maybe you may have got some purchase there. Doing anything else?
No.
I didn't ask you if you were doing anything else, but
No,
no, you're good. Okay, it's their turn. So they're gonna get up in your grill. Specifically, they're going to. It's between the two of you, so I'm gonna roll. See what they want to. Yeah. So they go for you. So they fly into space, so they're currently swarming around Seth. You just see he's now, although he was already wearing black and hard to make out because of his quite shadowy, kind of sneaky ways, he's now even more obscured by this torrent of great black bats, tiny black bats around him who are going to attack you. Okay, so does a 16 Does 20 hits?
No. Yes, it is. I'm the rogue.
I know. Okay, so you take, not so bad, you take 4 points of piercing damage as 2 bats kind of latch into you, one taking a bite in your neck, another on your hand. It doesn't go too deep, they're quite small animals, but yeah, rattles
Really?
you a little bit.
Another animal? I'm serious.
He didn't do a nature check. It's animal handling. Yeah.
Oh yes, I just see the bats like, here bats, here bats.
Sit.
And
Sit.
We are your friends.
So I said sit, not bite. No biting today.
Guys, wait. This is an opportunity to be exploited. Guano. It's great fertilizer. We can, I'm just saying.
Malar, it's your go.
Are you saying that out loud?
No, otherwise I'd be doing the voice.
No, because if so, I was just gonna be like, crap, literally.
I said sit, not shit. Right, DM.
Yes.
Can I see these bats? The small amount of illumination we do actually have.
He's dimly lit, so you can just about make out there's something going on around him, but they're currently around Seth.
And I would like to target one and have it make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Alright.
DC is 13.
Roll 15 on the dice, but they're +1 wisdom, so no.
Get Ben.
You're like, you just you think of you put Festia at the front of your mind as you usually do when you cast this sort of thing, and a bit of Declan as well for the Toll the Dead, just in the back of your mind. But you can't beam on one of these bats as they're just so quickly moving. It's hard to take a grasp, and unfortunately it fails and nothing happens. Next, Naeris.
I'm wondering if I can. Would prestidigitation cast like really bright sparks?
Light spell would do that. I'd say prestidigitation, you can make some sparks, but they wouldn't be particularly blind. If you want to blind things, it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, just I want to blind and disorient them. So with light, I can actually create sparks.
You want to blind the bats.
Well, not blind the bats, but like they don't like light. That's what I'm thinking is to sort of, because right now they're swarming you guys. If I cast fire, I'll probably get you guys.
Yes,
Fire
do
spells,
not.
yeah.
I tell you what, as a free action, make a nature check for me.
It is a 22.
Okay,
No,
so
actually 21.
21. So
Yeah.
before you do what you're going to do this turn, you have a moment of bats. What do I know about bats? And the thing that crosses your mind is their eyesight isn't great, and so light may disorientate them or rattle them. But you also remember that bats are mostly reliant on hearing rather than sight.
One second.
Those hints, they be dropping.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
21.
I mean, I can't make a lot of.
Knowledge of bats.
Can't really.
You'd be better gaming if you did
I'd
this based
suggest
on what
that
you
to
did.
him, but I can't really make noise.
I just picture you going, I don't Valentine just rah.
Exactly.
I mean, you can tell other people things.
That's true. You could do
Yeah,
that.
no, so I tell Malar, shout, make noise, everybody make noise. But is that an action or?
If it's more, I'd say that's your free talking. If you
Okay.
talk any more, it'll be an action.
Okay, and now I want to do something with light. I pick up another rock, I guess, and throw it at the bats, like light it and throw it at the bats.
Light is an action, and throwing the rock would be an action.
Oh, right, okay, I don't know. What
Given
can
everything else
what
you've
can I
done.
light?
If you can light a rock, that's fine. You just hold it.
Okay.
Or you could light your quarterstaff, or I don't know.
Okay, I'll light my quarterstaff because it's the biggest thing I have.
Like on the end, or just the whole
Like,
thing?
the whole thing.
Okay,
Just
sorry.
go,
I'm just picturing lighting the rock and going, I'll help.
This little flashlight.
So
She's
you,
got a quarterstaff and it's just
Yeah.
gone.
so in this moment,
Like,
grasp the staff. You channel your energy, the draconic heritage, and yes, it imbues the staff in white light. Don't need to roll anything, you're great. Because you're literally going to light it, which is just happens, and then you're going to hold it up, which I'm not going to make you roll for. That's mean.
Yeah.
So just hold it up. Reminiscent of a kind of
Lion King it and drop
Yeah,
it.
and Simba!
and fall over and take 3 points of damage. No, No, you thrust forth your quarterstaff in a kind of a new age kind of Gandalf style towards the darkness. And at this point, by thrusting it out, you can now very clearly, and you too, and everyone else can now clearly see these bats around them, and you can see the spark of the kind of reddish brown eyes as they circle around. You get a glimpse of one as it bites into Seth, and he's trying to fend them off with his rapier. He's looking in a bit of a sticky situation currently. Okay, that's your go. So Seth, now your go.
Cool. One thing we haven't done since we've been in is check like how sturdy the cave seems. Like it's a natural cave, so I don't want to get the trumpet out and try and make like a loud noise because I'm now worried that rocks are going to fall on me. So I feel like that was a bluff of hey, sound could work. It's like suddenly stalactites fall on you. I was a bit afraid of you there.
A little bit meta, but alright.
No, just from what she said about noise, like
I like how fucking paranoid you are.
You're currently being swarmed by bats.
I know, I'm swarmed by bats and I'm worried about making noise. So for my bonus action, can I disengage to get out of the swarm?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can.
Cool.
You can do that. As you're disengaging as your action, you can do that. It's fine. Or
Bonus action.
Yeah, fine.
So with my action, as I step out of it, I'm going to swipe with my sword as I'm backing out.
Okay, cool. Make an attack roll.
24.
Yep, hits. Roll for damage. And then 10. That's reduced to 5.
With the rest of my action, I'm going to back up towards Malar and the light. The natural light. And Naeris' quarterstaff light.
Trying not to burn you alive.
So I'm backing up.
So as you manoeuvre yourself out, they thrust forward the rapier again. You manage to skewer 2 of them with this one. You see the lifeless forms drop to the floor.
Oh good, I was worried I now had 3 bats stuck in my rapier.
Like a little skewer, a little
like,
kebab.
1, 2, it's like how many can I fit?
Let me grill that for you.
It might catch on at Flaming Jack's, having some fresh barbecue bats, kebabs, you never know. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how rabies spread.
So, it cooks off all the impurities, that's fine. You do that, you kill a few more, back off. Great. Fleeting attack.
Did I hear Naeris' comment about the noise?
You're right
of
next
bats?
to her, so yeah.
Wonderful. Could I cast Thaumaturgy, please?
Yes, of
Make
course
an
you can.
extremely loud sound.
Yes, where would you like the sound to come from?
The ceiling kind of area, closest to the bats. And could I make it the sound that a dog makes when you step on its paw, please?
Well, like, oh!
Yeah.
Okay.
But as loud as possible.
But like really, so you just hear echoes all throughout the cave. Let's make a. Oh, this is a spell, but let's make a performance check for it. Let's see how loud you can get this thaumaturgy.
12.
You had to be the guy of +4 performance.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I see. Great. They seem a bit spooked by that, and it starts flying around even more frenetically, and pick up speed. It's now their turn. So that noise came from right above them on the ceiling, right? Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to fly down low, and they start coming away from you back the way they came.
So upwards.
Yeah. So they kind of move backwards.
5, 10, 15.
Well, they're gonna move backwards and then into your space and attack you. Does a 16 hit?
No.
Hey! So they try and take bites of you, but they just end up biting into pure metal armor, and then they continue on their path through. You can make an opportunity attack if you would like, but they're going to continue back the way they came. Seems to be scattered. Yeah. So you can make an opportunity attack if you would like. Don't have to, but your reaction to do that.
No, it's okay. I can fly on.
Where'd they go?
They going back the way they came, up there and away. And as they start flying off.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yep.
Are we really pursuing them?
I don't think we need to.
It's now Malar's turn. If you want to continue them, if not, that's the end of combat. Because they're just going to
I'm
run.
actually not going to do anything. The bats have now gone,
Do you think? So you let them go. Okay, great. So there's then.
That was gross.
So as the noise then dies down, the bats fleeing.
I'm going to tell Seth that there's a skeleton. So I had a look at this while you were, calling the bats to us. And there's a skeleton in there holding a box.
Cool. And I'm going to say, while I was gone, I wasn't just finding bats. I did find a cave full of a lot of jewels.
What?
Nothing that would have been yelling hello or growl, so not what we came looking for. But
And within that moment, as you say that, from deeper within the cave, you hear the same roar that you heard before.
Can we try and determine where it's come from?
You do that. Oh shit! Those are footsteps. What does it sound like?
Make a nature check for me. And Seth, you can make a history check.
How far away does it?
Done. Son of a.
Sound.
17.
History check. 10.
This doesn't sound like your average cave dweller. This sounds like a large beast, maybe. There's something kind of reptilian in nature about it. With a check of 10 on your history, you're like, out of all of the books that you've studied, it never told you what they sounded like, and you get,
This isn't the location you said it was.
But you're like, maybe this could be the thing, maybe. Like, God, it's too early to say.
I have some
Could I do a
thoughts.
nature check, or is it just one?
I would like to be
You're
more
allowed to if you want to.
I'm gonna do a nature check. Just 'cause.
possibly we extricate ourselves from the cave and take a small rest to
12.
Yeah, really big.
shore us up, or are you sure you want to push on? All I have is this, and I pull out the health potion. I mean, I'm a dab hand with field medics, but I don't have the right resources.
No, I think we should pull back for a moment.
I really think we should exit anything like this.
So I'm going to pull back for a moment. So we're exiting the
We are
cave.
leaving the cave just for a little while.
Should we go grab the box before we head out? That the corpse is holding?
Yeah, can I also get scroll one?
That one's closer, that one's faster.
Yeah, we go. So,
I'll give you guidance, by the way.
Guidance, so I'm going to this hole. So
Like,
what-
get out of
So you
your
go.
way.
So it's you're gonna have to squeeze through it. It's a small hole,
Okay.
but you can just move through it. It's fine.
Okay.
Actually, no, you're good. No, that's a good point. Let's make an acrobatics check to see how you can maneuver yourself through this in good speed.
16.
16.
You have
Okay.
guidance.
Oh, sorry. 20.
Yeah, okay. Drop yourself to the floor. You get through it pretty quickly. Meanwhile, outside, it's getting louder. You, when you get inside, you see the remains of this skeleton. Looks like a small humanoid.
Yep.
Could be halfling, could be gnome. It's just a skeleton, so you can't tell
Yep.
which one of those two it would be. But on its lap, along with its tattered kind of moth-eaten rags, is a wooden chest. It again looks like the wood's kind of rotted away a bit. Like it's kind of stained. It's dark, but it's still got a metal clasp on it, and it appears to have not been opened.
Okay, so can I try and take it and get
It's
out?
it's like this on the halfling. So for you, yeah, you can take that. It's not a
Yeah,
problem.
cool.
Just take it in one arm. Fine.
Perfect, and start to
You're gonna have to be
back up.
squatting because it's quite a small
Yeah, so I'm
cave.
just going to try and crawl out the same path, dragging it.
How are you going to drag it?
Yeah.
Drag it out. Okay. Make another acrobatics check for me. Meantime, Fleeting, can you make a perception check for me as well?
13.
2.
2. Something's. I think something's coming this way. It could be friendly. I'm not sure.
Back out, back out.
Oh,
Hang up.
Mr.
And you,
Mr. Fleeting,
I'm
I
out
think
the
we
hole.
should.
So you get out the hole, Fleeting.
Yeah.
When you look up this way, I
shit.
need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no!
Oh, no, I did.
Oh no!
Round 2.
I've got no feeling. I've got nothing. I'm tapped.
No. This
Oh
5.
no!
5.
Shit.
5. Did that save me?
Yeah.
Totally
I
did,
mean, all you see when you look out into the darkness
Too late.
with your dark vision, looking down further into the cave, beyond your dark vision, there's something, and you can just make it out. These kind of glowing eyes, they're heading towards you, and you feel.
What beautiful!
Can I see him starting to turn?
He's not turning to stone yet, but you feel something come
Oh,
over you
shit.
from this distance, and you are frightened. Yeah.
Ooh.
I did the wrong. I realised that I did something slightly wrong, but yeah. If it was wisdom, would that make a difference?
Probably not.
Yeah, I was going to say you'll
You
probably
do-
still be frightened.
Yeah, you rolled a 4.
No.
Yeah, you're frightened currently, but a chill comes down you. It's not like the stone when the cockatrice bit you when you were admiring an egg. This is fear. Yeah, and dread. Something's coming this way.
Leave.
Oh, the hole we
scary.
made isn't big enough for it to come out. Yeah, we're leaving. We're booking out.
Out.
Get out.
Out.
Okay. Just-
Out.
Everyone's out.
You hear from within the cave this roar again. It's a lot closer this time.
So he didn't start to turn to stone.
No,
Did he see
because
further
the
down?
thing was too far away to
Okay.
turn me with a stone.
Did he
Okay.
see? Because he was here. Would he have seen further down the corridor?
Yeah, a little bit further.
is-
Yeah, in fact,
it
you
was
can
my
take that
hair.
middle strip out.
Just it?
See, I'm contributing.
Oh, we were never doubting it.
I'm collecting blue tack. Don't.
And
Get it
you
away.
can take that one as well, actually.
Cool. When we're outside, I'm going to chat. We're like, "Are you okay? Like, you look okay. What happened?"
Oh, Mr. Look, are you fine?
He's the blue tiefling was quite twitchy anyway, but he's
Yeah.
now trembling.
Yes.
What,
Go.
what
Physically
kind of
trembling.
twitchy are we talking? Like PTSD?
Just
or
a
like
bit, no, just a bit
Parkinson's?
weird. Just a bit.
Okay.
Go.
You're just a bit of an oddball, I thought.
Okay, so
That's what I envisioned. I could be completely
What
wrong.
the hell was that?
I'm gonna say on the plus side, if there were a lot of people in there, only probably a couple of them are dead. Small plus side.
Oh, that's.
I said
small.
So I was gonna say when I met Malar, I asked him if he could help me with something. Not the come in here and help, but I actually came to this area looking for a basilisk.
Oh, you don't
And we're
think
back with Brucon
That's-
and.
in there, do you?
It
Really?
seemed like that could be. He said it was in a few of the mountains up here. It seems like that could be it.
Oh, is there anything we should be aware of with regards to basilisk?
You can't look at it at
Excuse me?
all.
Well, why were you going to look for one if you can't look at it?
That's why I was looking for other people to help me.
Oh, did you want us to look at
You're
it instead?
No,
I
because
am
if
confused.
so, basically, if you make eye contact with it, you start to petrify. Not something I thought one person could go and do, in case they. Well, yeah, to fight it, you have to look at it, and if it's focusing on one person, it's going to be looking back. It's kind of a team effort for fighting that, which I asked Matt to help me with. But it looks like it's here. But it also means that if the people are inside that cave, it's probably already found them and turned them to stone. Plus side,
Can we bring people back from that?
we can with it, but that requires a big process. But Greenblade showed us how to make it from the cockatrice.
Oh yeah. So
And we're still near the cockatrice territory.
Okay. Is it entirely possible that Lady Grenforth is maybe in that cave petrified?
Probably.
Then
with her companions.
we have a joint purpose here. She will not be going anywhere, I assume, in that state. So.
Well, wasn't there someone in there that we heard shouting out?
Probably someone left hiding from it, but if we're going in, we need to have something to unpetrify us.
Well, we must save them. Perhaps Brucon and myself could round up some cockatrice, perhaps, while you guys continue.
Well, I'm all for that, but I would like to be better rested before we do this. I would suspect that I agree with you, but we should be saving people. But sending a group in to die, rescuing one person is typically frowned upon. Even the guards undertake a bit of moral maths every now and again. If we go in prepared, we have a much better chance of locating that person.
Yes, I agree with the Lockstone. It does seem a bit imbalanced, and the balance is what it's all about. Keeping everything in the balance, and yes, the odds are against us with this thing, I would say.
Mr. Leobrin, I wholeheartedly agree. We should be doing our best to help people, but I am not in a condition to assist to the best of my ability.
Perhaps is there anywhere that we can recuperate nearby, or
petrified people aren't going anywhere.
Yeah. Can I ask, how close are we to the forest that we met Greenblade?
Actually, not too far away. You can see the edge of Half-Light. You can see Half-Light Forest from where you are. It's a kind of
There's a guy
a little ways
we met
away from.
in the forest when we encountered Fleeting when he was petrified, who keeps a lot of this on him. It may be faster to find him rather than hunt some cockatrice.
Oh, indeed.
I said, I'm not too bad right now. I think I could have a small rest. I could take one of the horses and go see if I can take a road along the path. Worst case, I may come across that peddler that we sold some to.
Oh,
I think worst case, the guards could find you.
Indeed.
That
is worse.
That's what we
stay
were.
off the roads.
That's why you got us to keep an eye out, right?
Build the barrier.
The forest, is it too thick for me to ride a horse through in the forest?
Not on the edge of the forest, no. Further in might be, but
I have a bold suggestion.
Yeah.
Indeed, where we met Mr. Greenblade wasn't too far, but I am loath to suggest this, but maybe we go back to Flaming Jack's, get a night's rest, and as well as trying to find Mr. Greenblade, but we rest up, we come back, and equipped, armed, and ready to go back in. Not that I enjoy it.
I feel like Jack's bribed you to go say you want to go back there.
No. But we need somewhere to stay, and I really, now knowing what's in there, I want actual fucking stuff.
Don't the rest of you have any tents or sea bedrolls or anything? I'm used to a life out on the road a bit sometimes when I have to.
Yeah.
We did make the escape from a heist. We didn't take any tents with us while we were scaling buildings.
No, I mean in your pack, don't you have any? I've got a bedroll. Don't you not have
got a
anything
bedroll.
like that? Because I mean, all I'm thinking is that if we go back to this tavern thing, I mean, I don't have a good history with taverns because of my cousin. But anyway, if we were to end up back at the tavern, wouldn't that be also along the road? Is that not going to be somewhere the guards might look?
We camp out in the woods. One of us takes horseback. 2 horses. 2 of us take horseback to try and find Greenblade, or at worst, a cockatrice. Stay
Or
along.
3.
Huh?
Or 3.
Well, hopefully 1.
No, 3 is the optimal number of cockatrice.
I don't want to encounter a scramble.
Recycle in. That's a callback. I like that.
But
I am comfortable with this as a plan.
yeah. Do you guys want to stay here by the cave entrance?
I think we should find somewhere else to stay, and then not quite so close to this thing that can turn people to stone.
Who else is okay at riding the horses?
Probably
Brucon?
I usually walk, to be honest, but
I
you
just
have a
solely
Yeah,
because
plus
I've
one
ridden
animal
a horse is
handling.
probably the
anybody
most
can be
here.
on a horse, but there's you can have proficiency with animals. But
We got +1.
I and Leobrin sort of pipes over. I quite like to ride. As you saw earlier, I have a bit of a way with these two. I have a bit of an
You can
attachment,
take-
so
because she's got +1 animal handling.
Okay. Because one of us 3 needs to go because we know who Greenblade is.
Well, yeah, it's not going to be Mal.
You need to long rest.
Yeah.
I should. I mean, I have.
I'm
one
happy
spell.
to ride it.
You need a
but,
long rest, don't you? So if you three and Brucon long rest, me and Leoberin will ride, see if we can find Greenblade to get some of the anti-petrification quick.
Sure.
Come back for a short rest to join you.
It's currently about 2-3 o'clock, so it's still daytime, just so you know.
We'll make camp the other side of the road, somewhere in the trees, rather than on the side with the caves.
Cool. So me and Leoberin, we're gonna ride.
Okay. We're gonna ride! Okay.
Ride or die.
So let's make a little animal handling check. Just see how you guys do with the horse.
May the 8 go with you, and I slap you on the back. You have guidance.
I don't trust my...
The Oberyn goes up to the chestnut-coloured horse.
I don't trust my +0.
Hello, old friend.
20 once.
I'm going to mount you now, if you don't mind.
11.
Oh, you are giving Marshall so much to work with.
11 for my animal handling.
So the black stallion that's left kind of pulls back a little bit from you at first, but then obviously looking a little bit frazzled, you gather possibly from everything that they've been hearing from outside.
I'm just going to give it a stroke and go, shh, it's okay.
And within moments.
This isn't as bad as when we escaped while you had to pull a whole sledge machine.
It regards you in that way that only horses can. It knows you, it trusts you. It's a little bit scared, but it'll let
It's okay.
let
I've
you do.
stolen you from your owners, technically made you taken our stolen equipment. We've got a good bond.
And it just bows its head a little bit and manoeuvres itself such that it'll be easy for you to mount onto it.
I need to name this horse, but yeah. So
the two of you are going to head off. So the rest of you making camp. Make an wait. Should we keep to the roads or
We'll keep as far away from the roads as possible while in the clear tree lines that we can ride.
Okay.
We need to keep an eye out.
Well, we didn't see anyone go past while you've been inside, but
perfect.
Sure, we'll
If you've not seen anyone go past, then we should be clear going up there. So I suggest we ride on the road going up, more cautiously on the way back.
Sure. Makes sense. Okay. Let's do that.
Cool.
Good. So make an investigation check for me. This is just going to see how long this takes you to figure out where your friend Greenblade is.
+1. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Oh, right. You make a beeline for the edge of the woods where you met him before.
Yeah,
and as you start heading towards there, you see further off in the distance, as it's daytime, it's still well lit, and you can see that there is a lone figure in the road, and it appears to be running down the road. So you've kind of gone that way, and you can see him over that way. And as you see it get closer, it's got a brownish kind of green colours to it.
Greenblade.
Probably him, yeah.
So I'm gonna run out to him, and when I can tell him it's Greenblade, I'm gonna go, Greenblade! It's...
Ah!
Yeah.
Ha! Good to see you. I actually I just found a lead, and so I was. You'd asked me to look into finding a basilisk. Sorry, Lady Helaine. Yes, I was following some cart tracks and carriage tracks, and I think I might know where she's gone. But also, yes, basilisks.
Lady Helaine. That's.
Yes, the Loxodon you were with. You asked me to look for him, for her, sorry.
Is it a few miles up the road, just a little bit off, near a destroyed tracks?
Well, funny enough, I put a sign up there not so long ago saying danger, because there's a basilisk in that cave, as far as I'm aware.
It's a very specific sign, well placed. We noticed it immediately.
Most people don't run towards danger.
And didn't go in the cave. But on that note, we're planning to go in the cave. And we wouldn't just randomly go into a cave we found. We wanted to go in well prepared.
Of course.
Because there was a danger sign.
Yes. Do you have any cockatrice spawn?
I do not. That's why we came to find you, actually.
Ah. Well, yeah, I did just sell a load to Tilda. I do have a couple left.
We'll take whatever you've got left.
I mean, there's not long left on these. They're gonna... As you know, the balm only lasts a few hours.
Do you have any cockatrice?
I know where a nest is, not so far from here, but I haven't got any fresh ones, as you can see, about my person. It'd be quite obvious, be like dangling a chicken.
Don't want to do a whole side thing without everyone that's here.
Well, where's the rest of your group? If you like, I could gather some up and bring them over to you.
That would be great.
My rates are very reasonable for protecting the forest from monstrosities and the like. I'm joking with you, of course, but...
My rates are very steep.
I'm of course joking, my friend. And you say if you're going to be if you're going to be hunting a basilisk,
we're going to be by that cave. How long would it take you to get there?
From here, it's only a few hours. I should have thought. No, if that, a couple of hours. I mean, you're on horseback. It didn't take you long to find me, did it?
Horses, are they big enough for 2 people?
These ones,
two
no.
riders?
These horses aren't big enough.
Okay.
I mean, they're work horses. They're good for pulling stuff.
I wanted to leave a horse.
2 riders, maybe not.
I wanted to leave a horse room so you can get there quicker, but.
Sadly,
You'll find us.
I mean, I used to ride quite a lot when I was a lad. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those privileges anymore.
That's fine. I found you naturally 20 quick.
Don't suppose you happened to deliver that letter at all, did you? That I gave you?
We've unfortunately not had time the last day.
You've been going the wrong direction, haven't you? Yeah.
Have we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No rush. No rush.
Yeah.
Of course. Fine. So you're at the cave. I'll see what I can do. I'll only do my best.
Fantastic.
I cannot do any more.
So bring as many cockatrices as you have, because there may be quite a few people in its lair.
Of course.
So,
and if you could do me a favour and put the sign back up, the danger sign. You can make it more elaborate if you think it's not obvious enough that there's danger there.
Currently, we've just boarded up the road a little bit, and we're camping out. We'll put the sign up once we've.
Boarded up the road? What?
Just so people couldn't see the cave.
I never thought of that. I suppose that's
So
one way of stopping people wandering in there.
We'll put the
Yes,
sign,
very good.
We'll put the sign up once we've done it, just so they're aware the cave's there in case anything else in there.
Of course.
But I trust you'll be able to find the cave without the sign.
Oh, well, I know this place like the back of my hand, quite literally. Ooh.
Perfect.
Oh, is that the back of my hand? That's a joke.
Perfect. Then we'll meet you there.
Sure. And sorry, I don't think I've been introduced. My good fellow, I am Greenblade, for obvious reasons. And who might you be, sir?
Jack time.
I am Leoberin. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Stoops down awkwardly off horse and shakes the hand. I am a friend, if you like, of your friend here, Seth. Seth, yes, that's right. We haven't known each other long, maybe a day. But you know, we've seen some action together, haven't we?
Me and Greenblade, we go back like day and a half.
Oh yes, we've a scramble of cockatrices. I shall see what I can do.
You're so proud.
And he turns towards the forest. Yes, I'll see you there.
Excellent. So we're going to start to race our way back to, but no, actually not race. We've got here pretty quick. Mm-hmm. We're going to be cautiously
stealthy
along the side of the road.
Let's make a stealth check. And Leobrin's also going to. Oh, he rolled a nat for 20. Oh, baby. I'm excited, and I'm not even the player.
What's that?
It's a natural one.
So if you split the difference, 10.
Just crashing through the undergrowth.
I'm being very perceptive of looking down the road, because we're pretty sure that they've not gone round us, that they're going to be coming from in front of us.
So basically, Leobrin kind of stalks the tree line, and you're just like in the middle of the, and you're kind of thinking because when you look in the sky and you see the sun, one thing you notice at this time is that the sun's starting to go down a little bit behind you, and you think, if I could, no, it's not, it's coming down in front of you. But you're thinking, oh, hang on, I'll be obscured slightly by the light because the light's shining towards me. Therefore, anything, I'll cast a shadow, I won't be able to be seen. Of course, actually the opposite is true. You'll be illuminated by the light, but you are convinced that you're right on this.
Higher than 10, I disagree with this.
Yeah, and you just kind of in the middle of the road. You don't come across anything on your travels back there. Everything's fine. You get back to the group, no problem.
At this point in time, have we had functioning a short rest?
You've had a short rest for sure.
Right, okay.
How long has it actually been?
It's been maybe an hour or so.
That was actually really quick.
It was quite quick. You galloped off, found him pretty quickly. You got to 20 after 20.
Yeah,
sorry,
I thought you guys were taking a long rest.
Well, that's what we're aspiring to do.
Yeah.
But you've short rested. In the time while they've been gone, you've heard obviously the roars and the stamping within have subsided, they're quieting down again. A natural equilibrium of sound has been restored within the cave. No other noises that you can make out currently from within.
I'll just be keeping an ear out for the approaching of horses.
And within a matter of moments, you see them in the distance. Just about, you see one of them anyway, who's very clearly in the light. You don't see Leobrin at all until suddenly he appears out of the trees and whoa! There.
Can't even make out the hat.
Yes.
Yeah, the tricorn hat is quite particularly prominent.
Not wearing it. Back at the end. We came from a heist. I'm wearing a cloak.
Yeah.
Oh! I didn't know that. Oh, I've got to take it off
Why
now.
were we looking
I'll
for
have
the
that.
hat?
Because it's on. Oh,
It's going back in the box.
But it's on my mini.
Okay, so yeah, you do that, and
You know, I'm cloaked up. Don't have my
cloaked
jacket
up.
on.
Okay, but you arrive back, and it's the ears and the scarf particularly give away who it is.
We'll have to do a little trip back to Outrage to get your stuff back.
We have
To get paid.
We have
Oh,
to
that too.
And, clear our possibly names. I say our names.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that went wearing the disguise. It's like I planned us to fail.
Suddenly,
Ooh.
can start getting red. No,
Were you successful?
no mending for you.
Oh, no, but my cloak.
No.
I've only been wearing this for a day. I just got this. But, yeah, so when we come back, are we able to short rest?
Yeah, of course you can.
I assume we're able to take like a full long rest with...
Well, then
Overnight,
4
yeah.
hours.
Can we
Make camp. You can make
Yeah.
camp. Yeah. Okay, so this be because you're camping out in the wilderness. You'll just need to, unless you don't want to, have somebody on watch for 2 hours at a time.
Can we long rest for as short as possible? Because I realise it's like 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
4 hours for myself.
Yes, I said it's just 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It'll
And
be
then-
night time by the time we finish long rest. But we're planning to go in a cave.
But technically,
Day and night won't really affect us.
they left at 2. That means if
It's
you're back an
about
hour,
3-4 when you get there.
Yeah, so I'm halfway through my long rest technically. Yeah, if I'm trancing.
If you're long resting,
I'm
yeah.
long
If you're
resting,
trancing now, you
yeah.
can do that. It's fine.
Yeah.
So we do need to set a watch. I don't mind taking the first one.
I'll be taking a short rest because I'm down with time for the
Sure.
full long rest.
Okay.
So I'll short rest and alternate with Naeris when
Yeah.
you finish your trance.
2 more hours.
Well, you can't actually talk to her because she's trancing currently.
And when she...
Well, you tell me when I wake up.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just sit there to watch for 2 hours.
What is your trance phase? Is it a bit of...
Are the eyes open or closed?
Open,
Okay.
but like slightly half closed. I kind of like looking down.
Stunned.
And just like
Got it.
stuff?
These elves are strange.
open enough for somebody to double take whether I'm actually awake.
Yeah, elves are
And very peaceful.
strange, aren't they? Yeah.
And
Anyway.
whoever else is doing
Just
watch,
like that. Just
I'm going to make sure they know to keep an eye out for Greenblade and
Sure.
give a description of him so they know, because I said we're aware of other people coming to get us.
There's a description not in his name. This guy turned up with a green sword, didn't get his name.
See, it's like everyone meet now. We're going to meet Mr. Big, and it's going to be a gnome or something like that. But yeah, give a description so they know it's not any of the halflings chasing us, even though he's not a halfling.
And there's a green
Oh,
sword.
he's a human, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yes. Leo comes over. Yes, he had this green cloak, wearing this leather arm. I think he has some chain underneath, perhaps. Quite a dashing chap. He had a facial hair and a nice, neatly trimmed beard, moustache. Yeah.
I'm still there trancing.
Mr. Leobrin, are you,
Hmm?
you know this Green Blade? You've met him?
Well, we just found him on the road, yes.
Oh, would you mind taking my watch? I'm awfully tired. Fantastic.
I'd be
thank
happy
you.
to, yes.
And I just plank it up and just roll over and just, you can, yeah, I start to sleep.
I'm with him. Brucon just kind of comes up next to you.
Oh.
But he sleeps like this.
That's such a weird. So there's a giant elephant man just like this, like sit up. Yeah.
He's lying down, but he's got his arms folded lying down.
It's the most
And
tense lying down.
Yeah, I'm so rested.
And I'm
Can
there
I ask,
sitting like
if
this with eyes
if
open.
he's doing a long rest, is there anything we just sort of go to him and say, hey, can you cast guidance? No, is that,
It would interrupt
the
his long rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also it
no.
lasts
Would it-
all of a minute.
I wanted to like when I
It
translate,
would
like you could
count
see
as his
like
2
red
hours
veins.
of part of his 2 hours of light activity if you were to ask him to do that within an 8 hour period.
So he could do it in his long rest.
I'll say you can. Yeah.
Cool. So when it stops being my watch and I've had my short rest,
Mhm.
can I stealth in the cave?
If you want to.
Cool.
During your watch, yeah. Or after your watch.
After my watch, when I've short rested and had my rest,
Yeah, okay, sure.
I'm just gonna put him. Actually,
Who's taking the first watch?
no, so Malar, can you do the guidance thing? I'm just gonna pick his hand up and just gonna probably say, do a magic thing. Malar! Just poking him. I've got his hand on my arm. Malar!
Problem is, really thick skin.
Just gonna start turn the finger into a fist. Just gonna put it on, just pushing him now. So rocking. Malar! Malar!
Can you make an insight check for me?
13.
13, okay. So you recognise that the Loxodon had quite tough hides. It's a difficult, not very,
Cool.
not
I'm
much.
just-
I was going to say no
not much
feeling.
skin.
There is.
I'm just gonna-
They take quite a force to get through
I'm just
that.
gonna pick up his ear a bit and just go. Malar!
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God, no!
DC 13.
What's my wisdom save?
Wait, you're not. You
Yeah,
are.
yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, like. Ah!
14!
You hear a bell, but nothing happens. Oh, hi.
I'm still like, hey, sorry to wake you up. Can you cast guidance on me very quick?
It was quite a piercing bell. It was
hello?
like mourning the dead. Ominous.
Sure, come here, and I just, with my 3-fingered hand.
Oh, the
grab-
hand is already on me.
Alright,
I've literally got you guys like, just do the spell thing.
The trunk comes up, slaps you on the face, and I invoke the guidance and sort of you, and then I just.
Bad to sleep, bad to sleep, bad to sleep. Can I stealth into the cave?
Yeah, make a stealth check.
With the D4.
19.
19. All right, so you get inside the cave.
Cool.
Light is starting to dwindle as it's now about 6 o'clock.
Just gonna use
I'm awake.
perception to check around as I move through.
You are awake, yeah.
But I want to
I
go
blink.
through to here towards the mushrooms.
You're going to go in there. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So where are you going?
Just towards the mushrooms.
Just towards the mushrooms. Okay, so you
So,
enter
when
the
we go-
mushroom.
When we go in,
alcove.
I'm going to pull up my scarf and tie it around my face
Yep.
and bring my cape up as well around it. And with the rapier, I'm going to try and reach out and pull the stuff towards me.
So do I see him do that? Like go into the cave?
Make a little perception check for me because you are actually awake now,
Yeah.
so you can do this.
As well.
Natural 20.
Why haven't we checked that out?
We were a bit
Oh
worried about
yeah,
that.
natural 20. Woo! Yes, you
Woo!
definitely see him go
We've
in.
still got it though, right?
Yeah.
we've got
Can
we've got-
I?
You see him look all surreptitious as well. Like he looks around like. And he's like,
Yeah.
"No, we'll see." And he goes in. He
So,
doesn't say that, but that's
yeah.
not impression you do.
That's
No, no, no.
Like,
That's not
This
what
is
I just
artistic impression.
I just
That's
rolled a
not even
natural
an
20.
impression of what I do.
I just rolled a natural 20 on whether I see you go into the cave or not.
Yeah.
That big.
I'm not being that stupid. The stealth was for inside the cave.
So I'm going to follow you at a distance to see.
So you need to
But
roll a
not-
stealth check as well.
Yeah, but not like totally like what you doing? It's not about the.
But
I
you're
don't care
more
if he sees
suspicious
me.
of him, aren't you?
Yeah, but I also want to see if he gets into trouble because I know what that thing is. I
Sure.
want to be able to go warn other people.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Roll.
Stealth check, please.
It is 10.
So as you step into
My
the cave,
passive's higher
you
than that.
kick a little rock that you didn't anticipate was loose, and as you hit, rolls out in front of you,
Don't
Stealth.
react to it.
and you're fine. Don't hear any other noises.
And
aside
freeze.
from that.
I don't react to it. So I'm
So
good.
you enter into the room with the mushrooms.
So I've got my scarf in front of my face, my cape pulled up as well for sort of 2 layers of filter.
Hang on, so you and then up like this.
The cape is as close to I've got a cape as close to my face as possible. Got it held up, and with the rapier, I'm gonna reach as far from me as possible and try and pull it towards me.
As you step in there and go to do this, so you step in, and at that moment you hear a shrill, piercing shriek from within that, from within the alcove that you're in. You're like, but it's like really high pitched that I can't do.
He says
It's really loud. It echoes, reverberates all around the
you fucking mug.
that chamber. You hear this really loudly as well.
Yeah.
It's echoing all around the cave, so loud you almost have to grab your ears. You are in a whole other world of difficulty. Can you two roll initiative? You guys are resting.
Initiative.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
She told you it was a thing.
She said
Told you it was
it was
potentially a thing.
hallucinogenic thing.
It's alright, I'm going to make notes while you
8.
guys die quietly. No, loudly.
Okay, what did you guys roll?
8.
14.
Well, you both go before the these things, which have a -5 on dexterity, and I rolled a 2, so they're on -3. So they're going last.
What am I seeing?
The greyish 6-foot mushroom,
Yeah.
like is vibrating, and the noise seems to be coming from that.
I'm like, get out!
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, you are actually surprised, I should say. Yeah. So these things do get to do something before you guys do, but you see this. Sure, you see this as this happens. It's Seth first, and then it's Naeris. Okay, Seth, you need to. Oh God. Okay, so when you step in there, you these mushrooms on the floor, these purplish kind of teardrop ones with tentacles. Yep. You swear from it that it's almost like they're moving towards you, and you. Okay, you. Four attacks against you. What's your armor class?
I'm going to tell you.
It's well, I rolled terribly on these ones, so you'll
my
be
AC is 15.
15. Okay, these definitely don't hit, and the other two. Okay, one hits you. One of these tendrils off of this purplish fungus tap into you. I rolled the wrong one. It's supposed to be a D8, not a D4. You take 7 points of necrotic damage.
Cool.
And it's almost like it stings, and for a moment you kind of freeze and judder as this kind of venom, but like of utter darkness, penetrates into you. Now you can react. It's your go. So these things are at your feet.
Cool. Yeah. Bonus action. Disengage.
Mm-hmm.
And then walk away. I'm gonna bump into Naeris. I'm just gonna. Hey, Naeris.
What you doing?
Do I feel any effects from what just hit me? Like there's no like.
Oh, you feel like it feels like where you got touched around your ankles, like stung. It's a sting, and then as it goes away, as you retreat, you start to feel like it almost feels like your flesh is rotting.
Cool. So yeah.
But you look. I mean, you look at it. It's fine, but it feels like how you imagine that would.
Cool. Just stand there, other foot forward. Like, hey.
Yeah.
Naeris.
I told you.
And I thought I'd just try and get them from afar while we were resting.
Well, everybody else is asleep.
But to not get them in the way. Cool. Exit.
I'm next, right?
So
Yeah.
Can I save the rest of my movement for when she moves? I'm just going to be like, going to put my hand on the shoulder, like, just going to, we should.
We need to leave.
I'll take. Yeah, you guys can leave. You can
Yeah,
leave.
I'm getting out of there.
You don't need to roll for this, but you get
not
out of there.
even not interested.
Go. Yeah,
Why did you have to go in there? Why couldn't you just look into the box? The box is right there with
the
you.
box isn't shiny. No, I just before I
the rest of you will
with.
wake up for a moment upon this shrieking mushroom. It's loud enough that it wakes you guys up outside. It won't interrupt your long rest. You can go back to sleep afterwards, but just so you know, you're at this point, you're all awake.
So, just now, it's cool.
God damn it.
What's this all about? I haven't heard this much shrieking since Rudy defecated on a statue. And
Yeah, it was just an owl, just very loud owl right near us.
He woke up the mushroom.
Dude.
He woke up the mushroom.
Are they not always awake?
No.
You know,
I guess you didn't tell you, did I?
What?
There's a mushroom-looking thing in one of the little corners of that cave. And I told him it's probably this shrieking monster that I remember from back home. Don't touch it. We can
You
deal
said
with it later.
Shrieking, hallucinogenic, or normal.
Yeah,
It
but
was a 1 out of 3 chance.
it's still too much of a chance to go in there alone.
I agree with her.
Just
You're asleep. Go back to sleep.
You're a horse's ass.
Rockabye locks at dawn.
Right.
I guess I'll take the next
Go back
one.
to sleep.
We
Because it's continuing to shriek.
we looked at that box.
Can I have a look at the box? Just I wanna inspect the box.
It was your
while I'm
phone.
there.
The
Well, I'm
box that he
awake.
took?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got it.
Sure, okay. Investigation
Well, I
check,
can
please.
take it.
Yeah,
Can you just show me the box?
I didn't leave it. I left it with our
Show
stuff.
me
It's
the
not-
box.
It's a dick in the box.
Okay.
Steph's like, you can look into it.
It's not going to like 7.
That skeleton wanted to preserve one part of it.
Just
It's a
imagine.
box of preservation.
Was it
How
an
fantastic.
investigation check?
Yes.
It is 18.
I was imagining you like with the kind of the flaming hand going, "What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?"
box?
Okay, so it's locked. This box.
Yeah.
It's it looks old and
Is there any writing on
it
it?
may have no writing on it. You can tell. Just simple wooden with sort of iron, metal kind of what do they call it? Just sheets of
Well,
metal
Is it
around
really
it. Yeah.
tough to open, or?
It's locked, so you try opening
Yeah.
it and it's not.
But I'm
going
thinking
anywhere.
if one of us tries to sort of.
I mean, the
force
wood
it,
itself
not me.
looks kind of rotted, so
Yeah.
you'd reckon with enough force you could probably break the thing.
Yeah.
You don't know what's inside, you know if
Yeah,
that might
it's
break.
bad,
But
yeah.
I mean, part of the investigation check, you turn it over a bit, and you can feel and hear some like kind of a.
Rattling inside.
It's not a rattle like coins. It's like there's a couple of items in there that are moving slightly every time you do it.
Okay.
Little bits of movement, like 2 rocks almost.
Okay. I was gonna. No, I'm not gonna waste the detect magic on that. I'm gonna see if there's any magical protection.
You can just do an Arcana check if you want, rather than detect magic.
Yeah, that's a bit overkill.
Give it a sniff.
It's 11.
Okay. Nothing magical that you can detect from this. The lock seems like just a normal key. Whatever's inside, you don't get the sense of any kind of magical presence from it.
Okay.
It seems like a fairly normal little
Thing.
loot box. Yeah. A lock box of some variety. I mean, lock boxes generally would contain something of something to be worth, but yeah, nothing
Can't
magical that
detect
you can
any
tell.
protection.
Nothing at
thing.
play that you can
Would be
really
bad.
detect. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll take the next watch.
All right.
Did you open the box?
No, I can't open the box.
Oh, sorry.
So that,
So if you're taking the watch, then you need to make a perception check. I realize I didn't get you to do your 2 hours, but it's fine
That's right.
because you were like, I'm doing other things. Okay.
Yeah, that's
it is 18.
18. Okay. So along your watch is when the sun sets and the night sky starts to bleed in, and as dusk approaches, you can see a figure coming up the road towards you. Just one lone figure, and it seems to be heading straight for where you guys are at the camp.
Seth.
I'm still away, yeah.
Somebody's going.
Can
What is
I
it?
see if it's Green Blade?
You could, but obviously you've had your watch, so if you continue doing stuff, that'll be eating, and you would lose your long rest.
Oh, I didn't know I was having a long rest.
Oh, you're not? Oh, okay,
Well, 'cause I
fine,
did
go
stuff,
for it.
so
Oh, sorry, I thought you were long resting. No, go for it.
No,
Yeah.
no, because that's why everyone started the long rest while I went. So
Oh, I
I was
see.
only taking a short rest.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, yeah, of course. Sorry, carry on.
Okay, yeah. Can I see if it's Green Blade?
Have a little perception check.
4.
At this distance, don't know.
It
It's
doesn't
dusk.
look like a person.
It's a humanoid, just one,
Like,
about 6 foot.
We'll wait till he gets a bit
Do I
closer.
know if we're expecting? Remember,
He
he hasn't told
you.
me.
Yeah,
I was trancing.
No, I said when you wake up.
All
I'll
right.
tell
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Okay. Could it be green blade?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. I was like, what?
I'm with a green blade. Handsome. What?
Mm.
Yeah, after a few moments, it gets closer and here. there you are. Well, as you ordered, a scramble of cockatrice, and might I tell you, they were not the easiest to come. Hello.
Oh!
Okay, you are
Sorry,
the first guy,
I do apologise. I haven't been. You remind me of. Never mind. Greenblade. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. And who might you be, my dear?
I'm nobody.
Right, mysterious. Okay.
I'm going to interrupt you and say just how many cockatrice.
What a beautiful name. Joking.
Bombs do you got? How many cockatrice bombs do you have?
Like I said, a scramble, 3.
That's okay, so you wait for it both.
Oh no, scramble is for the group, isn't it? Not 3. I'm so sorry. 3, yes.
Cool.
I'm still getting used to the new the terms of the cockatrice, but I do like it. It is very. It'll catch on, I'm sure, like the plague. It's a joke. Sorry.
Cool. So I'll take the 3 bombs.
Okay.
Anything else?
The sleep.
And in return,
We deliver your letter. Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Yes, my letter.
What letter?
perfect. The letter he asks is delivered to someone, unfortunately not in half reach. It's well on the other side of the
Probably,
town.
fortunately, not in Hungary.
No, Hilberg, if you've ever heard of it. That's where they're heading.
I see. Yeah. So I didn't sign up for that.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
And what did you sign up for?
Well, I signed up to help them rescue some people, and apparently went on a.
And as she starts to say that part, I'm gonna be like, yeah, she's helping us rescue people, solely rescue people in this cave.
Let's just say I didn't quite expect what I saw.
It just took us a long time to get to this cave. It's so we're just
Make a deception check.
son of a bitch.
It's alright, you're charismatic and you're quite good at
13.
intimidating. Okay, it's just not so.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you do end up in Hilberg, I would very much recommend the inn. Barmy there is. Also, fine carpenters there. Brinland Summerfall does a fantastic job. He's erected a few structures in his time, and I've had needed his services on occasion. Very recommend. There's a potter there as well, you know, in Hilberg. Yeah, it's just trivia for you.
This guy's all scintillating conversation.
I'm gonna give a big pat on the back, and I'm just gonna thank you, Greenblade.
But that's also where you need to deliver the letter, and it's at the inn.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. We've got it written down now.
Yes. Don't forget.
The others you met with us.
It's a very special
Malar.
friend.
Very,
of mine.
very detailed on it. He's got it all. He's got the letter with him, safe and sound.
The one over there, the sleeping Loxodon.
Yeah, the last time you met before.
I mean, I haven't exactly
Malar
seen
farts.
many others of his kind. What? Sorry.
Malar farts.
Right. Good. Lovely.
Do you think because it's difficult to tell with the trunk,
Just-
you're not sure which end it's coming up?
Naeris makes a face just like.
Oh. My thoughts exactly.
On that note, with these, we can head into the cave to try and finally rescue these people.
Well, good luck to you, and
Thank you.
I'll pull up that sign again. I think it's probably a good idea.
Well, I say we'll wait till we finish down the cave because danger may pass. And a couple of our party are going to stay outside to keep an eye on the cave,
Right.
so that no one wanders in while we're taking care of the basilisk problems inside.
Right. Well,
When you said about basilisk before, you said you put up a sign and such.
mhm.
There was just the one basilisk inside, right?
That I know of, yes.
Come, just wanted
I
to
mean,
check.
once you know there's a basilisk in there, you don't generally go much further in, unless you're, well, never mind. Yes. Perhaps I should stay outside if you're not planning to be in there long, just to...
If you want to stay outside with our companions.
Oh, I'd hate for any more innocents to end up inside and need rescuing, you know.
We'll leave that danger sign down, and you can stay with our companions outside the cave. Make sure no one wanders in while we're taking care of the issues.
Yes, once you
inside.
leave, I'll put it back up again.
Sounds great.
I mean, I normally clock off at this time anyway, but seeing as, you know, we had our moments with the tiefling and the cockatrice, I the scramble of cockatrice. So I think
That would be perfect.
this will be a hearty repayment for that.
Perfect. So all three of us start to head back towards the main group. Has it been a long rest? Sufficient time yet? Now that we've got the anti-petrification.
We wait for the long rest to finish.
Yeah, so I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Is it long rest time?
Yeah.
So that was second watch. So you've still got 4 hours left.
Okay, so
I just shoot Greenblade a look because he called me innocent.
Intimidation check, please.
There you go. That is 10.
Kind of looks at you quizzically. Do you not like innocence? Would you say you're not very innocent yourself? Are you implying with the? Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Sorry.
since I was
I
traveling,
just did broody teenager.
Right. Lovely.
since I was traveling, so everyone was got long rests and short rests when I came back. I don't have any more hit dice left, so can't short rest to regain health. So I'm going to nick my health potion.
Okay, go for it. Yeah. Who's next watch? Did you agree? Who's the next watch after
so-
you? I mean, technically, you've
Well, I
already
can
long
just-
rested, so you can do the rest of the watches
keep going.
if
Yeah,
you
I'll
want.
just do the rest of the watches. Just
So
hang
just make one perception
Oh.
check, and we'll say that covers the rest of the
I'm
turn.
rested and healed, so I'm good to go.
Yep.
That is 9.
9. Okay.
That's good.
I'm up as well.
Yeah.
So,
You can help. Yeah.
we're on perception.
Yeah.
10.
10. Okay, so both looking out.
Our naturals are higher.
As you're waiting there, there's no fires lit because you're trying to maintain, some kind of
Can I
cloak
say
from
to-
the road.
Is it just Naeris that's awake with me?
currently.
To say,
Oh, and Greenblade's there.
yeah, when Greenblade's not next to us, I'm just going to say to her, it's like, if you see the carriage or anything from half rate go past, don't let Greenblade go and talk to them.
Okay.
So,
The sneaky look.
Yeah.
so about sort of halfway into that first watch, because you're doing 2 watches, you see a lone rider go past along the road from the direction of Half Rage, heading up the road. Doesn't stop, just carries on. Carries on past you guys.
Okay.
For the last
Noted.
2 hours, Malar will be up and awake. He approaches you. This Basilisk, just thinking about it, how would you define it as a genius, if you will? Is it a monster? Is it a celestial, an aberration?
It's a
or
monster.
Okay, thank you.
But, yeah, whatever. I'm just checking. I have a mirror from our thing, don't we?
Yes,
Cool.
you do
I
have.
do
You
have
were
that.
provided with a steel mirror.
Just checking. Cool. Is everyone awake yet?
They will be at the end of this last bit. So the time goes by. Greenblade engages Malar in some conversation, asking about your new compatriots. Actually, you seem to have picked up a few more of your number. Are they good people?
Well, as far as I can tell, yes, they're seem to be upstanding members of the community, whatever community that may be.
Maybe
I'm not so sure about the man in the rough, but he seems to have good intentions.
Yeah, well, I've encountered a few of those, especially in my younger days. Crowflies has its own aristocratic people. Probably shouldn't really talk about that.
Oh, well, if you were seeking somebody to
Sorry, so
take
you...
the metaphorical load off of your shoulders, on many occasions I have held counsel and...
yes, and you seem a man of office, as I'm sure the half elf and the rough is as well. But in the rough, not the rough. That's the other one. He don't hear me because I'm whispering, so it's fine. He's actually saying this at normal volume.
And we look at each other.
As I'm sure you know, people play their political games, and things happen. That family is always very important. As Grenforth is, House Grenforth is just a family at the end of the day that you're looking for.
Oh, and yes, indeed. Is there anything you are aware about regarding Ms. Grenfell? Maybe anything you could share. I'm somewhat not well acquainted with.
I'm afraid
the
I
profiles.
believe she was. She's a bit younger than myself. I think she's possibly the youngest of House Grenforth. I know she's an ambassador, ambassador of some variety.
Indeed.
Hence, she's coming to Burikrin. The Grenforths are good friends with Burikrin, much more so than the Rookworths. And Bronn, of course, the other one. They're it's not particularly close with Burikrin, but the dwarves and humans. In fact, most of the humans in Burikrin originated apparently from the Grenforth clan, so is said. So they have quite strong ties. I think that's why she wants to get involved in this business with the Dragonborn Kingdom. Nasty business that it is.
Yes, that's all quite fascinating.
And it seems that in times such as this, it means the guard is not paying attention to the enemy within. You know, not just the monsters in the wild, but the corruption. And I'm sure you may have seen in your time.
The corruption.
Of course, any political class, religious class, any organisation big enough seems to have some kind of corruption in there to some extent, I would argue.
I mean,
That's why I got out of it, frankly.
I'm a convert of the Aid. Let's not speak ill of the religion.
I'm not speaking ill of the Eight, merely some of its practitioners.
Are you guys still whispering?
No, none of this is whispering.
No, I'm just checking.
Okay.
Feel free to jump in if you would like.
No, I'm just sitting here listening to you about religion, politics, life, and like.
Oh, it is that kind of conversation
Yeah.
where you're like, it's normally after a few drinks, but at least. Anyway, this continues.
Yeah.
Is everyone awake?
And then eventually everyone's long rested
When
and ready to
everyone's
go.
up.
It's about 10 o'clock at night.
When everyone's up, I want to run through a plan.
Dragonborn is cold there?
Yeah.
No,
It's about
that's the other.
12:30.
Dragonborn.
Richir.
Richir.
So I don't know how.
There are
Yeah,
Dragonborn
yeah.
elsewhere, but
Okay.
Richir is the Dragonborn
But-
Kingdom.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when we've got everyone around, I'm gonna bring out big ass mirror. So got a big steel mirror. So
It's a steel mirror, just like a hand mirror. It's not a big thing.
they gave me a hand mirror for this.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to have
I mean,
words
where
with
were you going
people.
to be
Why are you
keeping a
gonna
big
hold it,
one?
dude?
I
Yeah,
thought it was in my bag. I thought it was the
No,
main
it's like
thing in
it's
my
like
bag.
one of those kind of army metal
Oh yeah, I come
jobs
out
you
and I'm
fold
like,
out, and it's,
okay guys,
you can hold it in your
I've got a
hand.
plan.
I've got this.
Pull out a mirror.
Tiny mirror.
Oh my god,
I
I
have one
pull out
request.
a tiny mirror.
I've
So-
been staring at this box for, 4 hours?
You know,
Okay.
if there were any
I
vampires,
really want to open
if
the
there were
box.
any vampires, of course, you'd know them straight away. They wouldn't have a reflection, right?
Is that green blade?
Let's do
Yes.
that after we've done the plan.
Yes,
Let's do
we've
that.
met a few times.
Because if it's like save everything.
But-
potion.
Yeah, exactly.
So basilisks, if they look at you, pretty close, maybe sort of 30 feet or so, you will turn stone just by looking at them in the eyes. If we know it's there, we can look away quickly. So they won't get us. But the main thing is the easiest way to beat this is if we can trick it into looking at its own reflection in a bright light. You were casting that light spell
Yeah.
earlier. Are you the only one here that can cast that? I looked at our main magic people I know of.
It is not part of my blessing, no.
I'm gonna look to the Oberon.
Hmm?
Is he, the Oberon,
Yes?
do you know light? The light, whatever she's
I know
doing that?
of it.
Can you do it?
What? Pull out my camera.
No,
Would you demonstrate?
No, sorry. Fairy fire though. I can make things bright and purple, like outline around them. But no, light, I'm afraid, is beyond me.
How bright?
Hmm?
How bright can that work?
Bright enough.
So
It's not quite a light spell, I'll give you that, but it has
can
its
you cast
uses.
it on something, or is it like a little flame?
It's an area. It's an area effect.
Okay.
It means that basically everything within that cube, if you like, is illuminated in this kind of pinkish purplish glow. It makes it easier to hit as well, of course, if something's that obvious to you. I like to be of assistance, you know.
Let's see. With
Sorry, I just have a technical question. To convert my sorcery points as another spell slot, how does that work? In combat or before?
You can do it as a bonus action, so you can do
Alright.
it now or whenever.
Whenever
in
you
combat
want.
as well. Okay, cool.
But it does, yeah, obviously
So-
it has a price.
I'm
like
going
if
to
I need to do
suggest
it
it.
now.
So like, if for instance we have someone hiding sort of around there, someone here holding the mirror or drawing the basilisk in. If when the basilisk comes, hopefully these people are hidden, come behind it.
Ooh, that's.
If they cast a bright light behind it, while this person's got the mirror in front of them, the basilisk will try and petrify itself.
Ooh, that's great.
Means we don't have to fight it.
May I ask you a question?
Yes,
What if the basilisk comes in from this direction?
we die.
Oh, I
Slash
see
kill
a
it.
flaw in your plan, but
I think we need. You, lad, you need to touch it to cast light.
Yes,
You
I
do.
think so.
yeah.
So
I
we
do.
need
Yeah.
you hidden somewhere, where no matter where it comes from, it's not gonna attack sort of thing. But it's dark outside. We may even be able to draw it out.
Ooh.
So if you hide in Mushroom Place, what Screaming Mushroom?
Of course, put me in with a screaming mushroom.
But if you hide around there, we draw it out the cave. You can come behind it. The second it comes outside, mirror, bright light behind it.
I need something to light. I can't
And-
light the basilisk. Just hold it.
Oh, well, I can provide you with candles.
Oh,
or,
I have candles, but is
Yeah,
that big
you can
enough?
just stick behind it. Because in the mirror,
Oh, my staff!
it's
Do a
gonna see
Gandalf.
it's gonna see the bright light in the mirror. It's gonna go to petrify if we put it in front of our face, and it will cast petrify on itself.
I also have another technical question for light. If I say touch a wall, is it just like a little square?
so anything smaller than 10 foot, I think it's a 10
Okay.
foot square or something. It's
So I can make a big 10-foot square
This way, we
light up.
don't need to
If
fight
if it's a
basilisk.
10-foot structure.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
capture
So if
it.
it's
No,
the
I'm
cave
loving
wall, I
that.
just go
I'm
and like
loving
it
that.
just kind of seeps to a certain.
But the main thing is,
No, I think it has
where
to.
we
The
do
object
it.
has to be 10 feet
Okay.
big, max. I think.
I like the
that's
idea
right.
of
But,
up this
um,
end because it restricts the places it can come from.
yeah.
Okay.
Brucon sort of stands up for a moment,
That's
strokes
what,
his
like,
beard.
Get it to us in a place we know.
Well, could we not maybe put somebody in the that little alcove with the skeleton, with the chest? Do we,
How long
I mean,
would it take
that-
one of us
that-
to get out?
well, all I was thinking was the basilisk thing's quite big, so it won't be able to get in there, right?
Well, if Naeris was inside it, if you you can cast light on your stick. You don't even need to come out the hole. You can just put the stick out, cast lights, and so you're still
Ooh.
safe.
And it says it's bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20.
So we need him to be here. So we need to get him to the exit. If you pass the light and stick it out here, so the bright light shining, that means the person with the mirror can be anywhere around here.
I really wish you'd mentioned this plan before I went to sleep. I can choose my blessings, and I could have helped, but I don't have that prepared today.
Sorry.
I would have been Sanctuary, and it would have offered Ms.
I didn't know you could change your
Aerodil.
spells. I
Oh,
thought.
thank you, Ms. Aerodil.
I thought you just had magic.
Oh, well, and next 10 minutes is Malar speaking about the divine magics and how he can beseech for different effects.
How we can channel
Seth
the age
actually has
within
his
him.
notebook out. He's taking notes on this. Everything he says is like magic, cool stuff. Doesn't always explode.
Now that we have that, before we go in, I've been staring at this box for about 4 hours. Can we please open it?
Oh, can I take
Want to hit it
that?
with
Yeah.
a hammer?
Can I
Yeah, I'll
shake
do
it?
it.
Yeah, I've checked
Sounds
it.
like
I couldn't detect any magic or anything. It
Does
just
there,
seems.
anybody know how to take a lock off of these things?
Do you want to hit
Anyone?
it with a hammer?
I do want to hit it with a hammer.
Oh.
No,
Can
it
I hit it
has
with a
things
hammer?
inside. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it with a hammer.
No.
Delicately.
Make an attack roll.
Oh,
I was
No,
joking.
you're gonna destroy what's inside.
Be fine.
It's gonna be delicate things.
9.
Bone china.
Aim for the lock. Aim
Like,
for
what
the
if he
lock.
smashes and
Yes.
there's like potions inside?
I can't believe. Really? 9? Okay.
Aim for the lock, dude. Aim for the lock.
Okay, so.
Don't break it.
Well, it's rotten, but it's not moving. But you're like, I'm gonna get it. Thunk, and you just sink it to the ground next. You sink the hammer into the ground next to it.
Go for the best.
I'm gonna pat on my shoulder. Good try. Can I go to Spook's tool? I didn't think he was gonna do it.
You told me to.
I don't.
Do it. Go and do it.
Don't do lots of things. Since I've got expertise on it, what do I add to it? Double proficiency.
Yeah, double your proficiency bonus, so it would be +4.
It's Dex, isn't it?
Yeah, Dex +4.
Oh, Dex +4.
Yeah, I misread on the
Oh.
very first session. It's Dex and then double your proficiency bonus because
Cool.
you're expertise.
27.
27.
Is that a natural 20 or
19.
It's a very rudimentary, simple lock on this thing. It's just
Oh.
ready to open.
I'm gonna pass it to Naeris.
Okay, I very excitedly.
Can I check for traps before I pass it to her? Like maybe just open it.
Okay, I go for it and then I just go.
Investigation check.
I just kind of go.
That is a 12.
Throw it up next to the
Investigation +1, so 13.
Oh, this is not trapped at all.
Cool. And I safely passed. I was like, nice gesture. Goes down the drain. When she opens it, it explodes.
Grab it, open it.
Inside is a leather pouch.
Okay, but we did so many checks. It's not.
You didn't. You checked
So
magic.
big.
So
It's not very big.
all right. So I open it.
Just it's just a string pull.
Just open it. I was afraid of opening things.
Inside, there are you've got rocks in there. 5 rocks in total. But not just any kind of rocks. Oh no, these ones. 3 of them have this kind of they're kind of they're kind of translucent, almost transparent, with this kind of a smoky grey colour to them. It's like a precious stone of some variety. There's 3 pieces of that, so you can fit all 3 of them in your hand. And then there's 2 slightly larger ones, so these red garnets, jewels.
Can I do another Arcana check?
Sure.
How many of these are there?
5 in total. 2 garnets and 3
12.
pieces of this transparent, smoky grey quartz, as it goes.
12. Is 12.
They're nothing. These aren't magical. This is very natural, precious metal, precious rock.
Okay.
Smoke gem.
More money?
Precious gems. More money.
More money.
More money. Yeah.
Mr. Treasure.
You would estimate.
That'd be me, wouldn't it?
Taking
I
a
pass
look
it
at
to
these,
Malar.
you reckon that between the lot, you probably get 200-ish gold pieces for the lot. Precious
Yeah.
stone.
Loot!
Yeah. We can afford potions.
In the spirit of opening boxes, could I open a box, please?
What box?
The one that I got off the table from the warehouse.
Oh!
Yeah. We've been on the run.
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
We've been on the run.
Good shout.
Inside that box, so it's not locked. It's just it's this big,
I hear
tiny
it.
little
Wow.
box.
No, it's fine.
You open it. Inside, it's kind of got a felt kind of lining to it, and almost like a felt pillow. And on that is a single die. Kind of it looks like it's maybe made of ebony or something similar. 6-sided dice.
Oh, is it that one from what you spoke about on Friday?
Oh my god.
Excellent.
What?
What?
Oh, this is what happens when you miss the sessions that Jack does on a Friday.
Oh no.
Could I roll the die?
Do it.
Was it this Friday that he does
Yep.
it? Okay.
Need to check
Do you
what it
think
does.
shots?
I need to go back and watch.
I need to check what it does. Hang on a second, because
Is the
Someone
fake die a real thing?
Find out.
No,
he's rolling a literal
this has
fake
got
die.
some
No,
pretty
no, no.
cool, pretty interesting RP
Is
implications.
the fake die like a physical thing in the world?
It might be, but you
We
can't.
just find it, we roll it.
You don't know.
Thunder.
You don't know. Where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to find the.
I know cards. I've never heard
Okay,
of the die.
for this, you want to roll the dice. You just rolled. Yeah, roll your d6.
D6.
2.
Okay.
I've no idea if that's good or bad.
I would love if it's got magical effects and one of them is turned turquoise and none of us know because nothing happens.
As you roll it, you feel an essence kind of leave you as you roll it out of the ground, and you realise that you have a feeling this has some sort of magical property to it, but you'll need some time to adjust to it.
You've got to attune to it.
Yes.
You've got to have it on you for like
An hour.
An hour.
It takes you an hour to attune to it.
Okay. You can only have 3 attuned items.
I want to do another Arcana check.
You can do an Arcana check on that if you want.
That is 21.
Okay,
good.
there is a magical aura around this. There's something magical about this die. It's not an ordinary die. I mean, why would they have a single die in a box on its own? You get that much for sure.
That's it,
from an Arcana
okay.
check. Yeah, I don't think you get anything more from that without doing detect magic or something like that. Or identify would be great, but yeah, expensive. Okay, yeah.
When
So you
I'm
have
not
a
precious about spell
magical
slots,
die.
I'll do detect magic.
But yeah, so it'll take you some time to attune to it.
Hang on.
So an hour from now, you'll know what it does. So just remind me when we get to that time, and I will tell you what it does.
It needs the tag. It takes about 10 minutes to do.
Okay, one second. Technical.
Vamp for me, vamp!
Bam! Play them off, Johnny!
Detect magic, yeah?
Yeah.
You can perform it as a ritual. It takes about 10 minutes.
Yes, you can.
And it doesn't expend a spell slot.
What? We got 10 minutes?
Go for it. We've had it for 8 hours.
Okay. Let's
So what does detect magic give you? It gives you the school of magic it's from or something like
It
that?
tells you exactly what it is, all its magical effects.
That's identifier.
No. You'll miss.
For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any.
Oh, okay.
So it basically makes things glow.
Yeah.
As long as they're not blocked by anything.
Okay, so you can do that. So it'll take you 10 minutes
Yep.
while they all wait. And Greenblade just looks around.
Malar will eat a ration.
Okay.
Let's have a snack.
He has 2 of those. And now
Are we no rush? Okay. Great. Fine.
Not really rushing to fight a basilisk.
Well, we're not going to fight a basilisk.
The problem with magic items is magic items in the book doesn't really tell you what school of magic it's from. However, what I will say is that after the 10 minutes of
Ritualistic behavior.
definite outline, faint aura around the die, little bit around him as well,
Yeah.
As
He's
before.
just happy turquoise
Yeah.
tiefling.
with this little aura around his little outline, which he doesn't know is there.
And the Oberon.
Only you can see it because you're detecting
And the
magic.
Oberon, no?
Hmm?
And the Oberon
As what?
has an aura. He's a magic.
Oh yeah, he's there as well. Yeah, you got a little bit of, not so much brighter with the
Are
tiefling.
you casting detect magic?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not casting. I'm doing a ritual.
Steph just sits there going, do I have an aura?
No.
No.
You're not glowing. No.
you do, it's turd brown.
Um,
I'm sorry, man.
But the one other thing you do see with detect magic is that a strand is starting to appear, a faint strand that only you can see between the die and between the tiefling. As it appears the attunement process has begun.
Alright. Well, I guess that's about as much as I'm going to find out about it.
Yeah.
For the basilisk
And look at
plan.
them. Oh god, this isn't going to be good.
For the basilisk
Most
plan,
people do.
should we attempt it today? This is it.
Might as well.
We can attempt it today. I think we'll say to Brucon and the Oberon, stay literally just outside the cave. If things go sideways, come and help us.
Can I give you a point inspiration if you haven't got it already for the plan? I like that you drew out the plan as well. That was cool.
Yeah.
It's good strategy.
So,
Let's do it
who's going to be holding the mirror exactly?
Is there a way to assist someone with stealthing? Is that a thing?
You can use the help action, but I don't know. Maybe if you disguise them a bit, that would help with the stealth thing. Like you camouflage them.
You know what? I'm gonna give 2 balms to Malar,
No, thank you.
1 balm to Fleeting. I'll hold the mirror. Doesn't make sense to me to have the balm and be the one potentially turning to stone.
I thought before at the manufactory you made a hand appear, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Did it not hold the mirror?
Oh, I think the problem there is that we need
She's gonna
Naeris
be
here to cast a light
light
spell.
Oh, I see. Right, got you. Sorry.
So, if we start to make up, so I'll hold the mirror. It's such a sad little mirror. I'm going to go
Look at yourself. You're ugly.
with dark vision.
Destroy it with
Can I see the basilisk? Literally just here. Randomly.
No.
Okay.
100 points of damage
Not in
to
that
self-esteem.
area,
I'm going to very quietly whisper to. I'm going to come on. So, do you guys come in?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So, Naeris, do you want to go in the small hole?
Yes. Do I need to?
No, you can.
Yeah,
I'll say you can do this over time. That's fine.
Mel's there.
I would.
Are you coming in?
I
No, I have
look
a
at
plan.
the skeleton next to me
No,
and
it's
just
okay.
sigh.
I would.
Huh?
I just. I'm just going to try and sort of hide in the darkness.
Do you guys want to cast Vermitology to try and draw it to us?
Oh, I mean, I can certainly do that. Mr. Fleeting, or would you be?
Have you got something for Vermitology?
Hmm?
Do you want to Vermitology it to me?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, good luck, sir. Oh, wait a second. All right. if we're going to do this, I'm going to come out. I'm going to cast Bless on all three of you. So your attacks and your saves get an additional D4.
This is why.
How long does that last? How long does that last for? Like a minute?
It is about a minute. So do I want to cast that now?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
No, I won't cast that now. If it all goes south, come see me, yeah?
But if you want to be...
Because I can't see you.
If you want to stealth in
Yeah,
here...
basically.
If you want to stealth in here...
Oh, I'm not stealth, I'm just going to walk around.
No, I mean like in case it comes this way.
And then I'm going to just get down.
So that when it comes through, I'll yell and you can cast Bless.
If it comes the other
okay.
way, what do I do?
Uh,
Crawl out with the
no,
stick?
so when you see it come past, so it has to be past you, so you want the light to be behind it.
Yeah, but if it comes from this side.
If it comes from that side, again, I'll draw it to here, so it'll be right here, so you'll be casting the light
From
almost to
there,
the side of it, but you'll be sticking the stick out so
Yeah.
that you can see. And so you ideally want it right here as I hold the mirror up.
I like that you got inspiration for this plan. I just feel so shaky, but let's do it.
Let's go for it.
Before we go in,
Yeah.
I'm just going to turn my cloak around so it covers my face.
Okay, so you are considered blind.
Can I just say, this isn't like kids, it's like, if I can't see you...
Well, if I can't
You
make
can't
eye
see
contact with it, it can't
Yes,
petrify
but
me.
it can still hit you.
Yeah, but it can't
Actually-
petrify me.
I'm here as like medical backup. You're here to draw it to us. You two are the two key plan people. Like we can just, if you've got this, we'll just sit by the sidelines.
Well, if worse comes to worse, you guys are there to flank it. These guys are here to get it from the front and help me.
Could you just guide me in the direction we need to flank, please?
It's how much light is there around this corner?
Pretty much none.
I will try, Mr. Freedom, definitely.
Can you guys start to
With a
thermatage
face
noise by me?
What noise would you like?
No. Malar, can you thermatage your noise by me?
I'm trying to indulge Mr. Fleeting. What do you think we should do?
I'll let you choose.
Can you just make dying animal sound or something to draw it towards me?
Could you specify an animal? Okay, could we thermatage the sound of a dying badger, please?
Not
Where-
dog?
where?
Dying badger. Just around there.
Okay. Make a performance check. See how loud that is.
I realise I won't be able to see both directions.
Ooh.
8. Oh, no, yeah, 8.
Dark vision's 60 feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can see it before it can petrify me.
Mm-hmm. So you make the noise of the badger dying, which should be like I haven't heard a badger dying.
Is that the noise?
Oh, I have hit a badger by accident once, but
What sound did it make?
I didn't hear it. Just a.
There we go, that's the sound that we use then.
Wait, I got this. Wait. I got this. No, that's not gonna be loud enough. Stop it. No. YouTube, you're failing me!
Damn you, YouTube! You broke me again.
Make that noise.
Go!
Okay, now that we have the authenticity.
I'm not stealthing at all, but can I see or hear anything that's coming towards us?
Make a perception check.
Huh?
Make a perception check, please.
12.
That's an accidental mating call of a badger and a giant badger turns up. I'm not helping.
Nothing you can see has stirred in this time, but
Idea.
Yep.
Who wants to piss off the mushroom? Is there anything ranged?
When I pissed off the mushrooms before, some smaller mushrooms may have attacked me as well.
Can you throw a rock at it and then get out of there?
Sir,
They're both blind.
is the plan working?
Make something louder. Just make a scream.
Oh, hey, I've got an idea. And it's Old Faithful. Trunk comes out, Thermatage. But over by him.
yeah, make a performance check for me, please.
It's like we're ringing the doorbell for this basilisk and running away.
I love that we started off stealth, and now it's like, come on, here, little basilisk, here, little
It's like the
basilisk.
third time today. It's like,
Performance.
It's like-
Oh,
As I hear this, I just suddenly yell out,
Echoes,
"Come
but
on,
not
you
much.
fucking basilisk! Hurry up!"
Okay, make an intimidation check.
Ring the doorbell. It comes
The
running and
basilisk
run
into
away.
coming out. You're trying to coerce it.
15.
Come on, come on. You hear a rumble from within. Not a roar, a rumble. And you hear a smaller voice. What are you still doing here? You need to get out of here now! Unless you can get me out!
Hang tight, tight. Where's the basilisk? Gliss.
He'll be back soon. You can't get me now.
What direction is that
Cool.
noise coming from?
Okay, so I would say that you. I'm not gonna. You don't need to roll for this. You don't need to roll for this. It's coming from down this way. Yeah, that direction.
I'm gonna yell, "Shut up!
Shut up!
We're drawing him to us!"
Oh, Seth, I think you should tell him about our plan.
I'm gonna pick up stones. I'm just gonna fucking throw stones every corridor. Just pissed off now. It's like, where's the? Like, come the fuck out!
You're not one of them, are you? Are you?
You don't get be quiet, do you?
Sorry.
As I said, I'm like, who's them?
Them.
Can we try thaumaturgy again?
Oh, I would. Oh, do you sound
It's
out
quiet.
loud?
You told him to be quiet.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
that's what I meant, like,
I was gonna yell. Do we want to try thaumaturgy again?
Oh,
From the hole.
Mr. Fleeting, what are you
is
thinking?
anything making a noise?
Not really, no. Just the guy that you're hearing. It's a male voice. Slightly gruff.
What do basilisks eat?
People they've petrified. They eat the stone people.
Oh, but I thought the stone people were fine.
I said most of them we find, because it's not going to eat all of them in one go.
We should have come in 8 hours ago. What are you talking about, you damn fool?
Please. My brother. It has some.
Who are you?
We're having this conversation through a cave system, and the monster's not coming out. What kind of hell is this?
Well, if we can get some
Got
intel
sick
in the
of our
meantime.
shit.
My name is Turin of House Bluebeard.
Ooh.
I was sent to accompany Lady Helaine.
Oh.
Make a noise. Make an angry
Stop.
noise check.
You damn. More information. Where is the lady?
She's further in with it. Last I saw.
Oh, right.
Please.
Don't
Come
do
get
it.
me. It will
Don't
be
do
back
it.
soon.
Why only
I
back
need
soon?
help.
Why? What's wrong?
I'm stuck.
Oh.
I'm
wait
ready
there.
my quarterstaff in case he wants to charge down the corridor to trip him.
Well, do we really need to undertake this plan right here? Can we do it further into the cave network?
No, because we can get out here.
Okay, one more try. Basilisk! Anything?
Performance check.
Fuck. 2.
Nada. And you shout it and like Basilisk, and you hear back. Where?
Can I
Your
yell?
mother was a
I'm
cockatrice
really
and
mad.
your dad was a statue! Get the fuck out here!
That is 17.
Yeah, what do you want to yell?
Yell. Just get here already! He's pissing me off!
No one's ever tried to track a monster this much.
Right. Okay. I am taking. No, we've got nothing to
But
There's there's growling.
That was a growl.
Ah!
That was it.
do.
They shrieked down the corridor.
Hello?
I'm gonna murder this thing. Fuck the plan. Kill it.
No,
Kill
no.
everything.
No.
No, we had a plan.
No, I'm sticking with my murderer of beasts things. Let's
Can
go.
we...
Oh, I think we should go and at least help this person. If this basilisk is gone, we should help this person and then maybe come back for Lady Helaine if she's still alive. You damn fool.
I said most of them could be alive.
Oh.
It's not gonna eat all of them in one go.
But what if it's
Like
even Lady Helaine? Yeah.
There's a 1 in however many people chance she had.
We are having words outside of this cave.
I told you this.
Naeris, Mr. Fleeting, if you will, escort me
crawling
towards...
I'm going with
I'm crawling out of the hole.
I'm not stealthing at all. I'm pissed because something won't come. Fuck
Just
stealth.
over it. I was like, can you guys just do something?
Yeah,
Just
start the plan. The mirror's going
I'll
away.
actually go back and get Fleeting. I'll be like, pull that hood down and... Oh, come on. And, would you mind I pull out the candle?
just not amused. Just grab it.
Oh.
Light.
I put it in my trunk, so my hands are free, shield and make so I storm off in the direction of the goddamn voice.
Okay.
As we start to walk forwards, I'm going to say to everyone, when the basilisk comes, we stick to this plan. You're going to get behind it, we draw it to me, you two get ready behind.
No, I have no problems letting it come at you, so...
Well, it's staying alive and we're bringing it through, so let's move.
Okay.
I'm right behind you.
So you're in the front even though you can't see?
She's bopped light onto a candle.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
holding
Yes,
in my
yes,
trunk,
yes.
so-
Makes sense. Oh, sorry, you
I
said
like
that.
our
Yeah.
Legos can push.
So you continue on, and you can lift the next bit of paper.
Aww.
Malar will make it.
Yeah.
Oh no! There's been a catastrophe. There was a natural disaster.
Oh no! So you see.
Random coils fell out.
Okay, so
Came out
when
of
you
the
get to
ground.
that point, you can see. You can see obviously the two tunnels. One to your players to your right that continues on at like the straight one. It's like straight ahead of you. There's another passageway. With the light spell, you'd also see that this goes on a bit further. There's a bit of a tunnel that way. And down in that little cubby, what you see in front of you in that alcove, it's mostly collapsed. There's a lot of rock. There's one very large, rectangular kind of beam of rock that has collapsed. Very large one, and flat at a low angle, obscuring most of one side. And underneath it, there's a small amount of room, like a crawl space, maybe sort of a foot tall at the most. Can you make a perception check for me, Malar, as you're at the front? And
It's the blind leading the blind.
Perception? Well, it's 11.
then you can help. You can make a perception check too.
Can I
And this
move
is
to
looking
the
into the
side?
alcove, not down the tunnel.
Oh,
But yeah, you can make a perception check.
12.
12. Okay.
But I'm going to join Malar at the front just because
Sure.
he doesn't have dark vision.
It looks like it's mostly just rubble there.
I know, but dark vision
You don't.
is
It doesn't. It looks like it got disturbed in the recent past. But there's nothing of note in there besides. It seems it's just quite a small little alcove. Until after a moment you hear movement, like of rocks getting brushed aside and almost like scraping against the ground. And you hear, I'm down here. It fell on me. Could you do us a favour and help me out, please?
Is he poking out?
Yeah, you see the small face of a dwarf with this blackish kind of beard, and looks like he's got a metal helmet on with a nose piece. He looks kind of scared. These brown chestnut eyes looking out at you.
I'd like to go over. Is he hands or something?
His hand is really one of them.
Grab his hand. I am just gonna fucking pull.
Okay, no. Make a athletics check.
he's going to make a broken leg check. How
Fucking-
much is
I
left in the
can
hole?
fix it.
I don't like that attitude of, it's fine, I can fix it.
I have 12 slots now. I seriously doubt we're somehow going to get 280 points XP for this. So we're going to... Well, I've still have...
Basilisk.
what am I doing? Strength athletics.
Mm-hmm.
8.
You start pulling. Oh no! Oh, my leg! Please, just if you can, lift the rock, but quietly.
Oh, Would you mind grabbing him?
It's a big, 10 feet long, maybe flat rock that he's kind of trapped underneath.
I'm going to help, and I'm going to make sure that when we drop it, it's not quiet.
It's not quiet. Okay, this is going to be a. We'll combine this, so there's athletics for each of you, but it's going to be combined to get to the total.
I can lift.
In the meantime, I'm looking
yes, you
down.
can too. I will lower the DC because of that.
And I'm looking down the corridor.
You're keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
So if you can make a perception check, and we'll do you
Oh, that's
after these guys.
How's that a cocked dice here? Jesus. 14.
I contribute 3 to this.
Am I lifting or am I pulling?
Do you want to pull?
I'll
Grab
pull.
him out.
So how much did you get?
14
3.
plus my 3.
So 17. Okay.
We rolled that.
20, non-natural.
Okay. So you guys. The rock's not coming up, and then you yank it. Like, yeah, he's really in pain, and you wrench him out, and you just hear it. Oh God! Oh my leg!
Once he's out, I make sure that however far we lift that.
That's really going to hurt. Oh.
However far we lifted it out, I make sure we just drop it.
You hardly lifted it. It's not
and
really
we dropped
moved.
it that centimetre. But
it returns to its previous position. Yeah.
Well, we made noise.
yes.
Do you want to make more?
Oh yeah, actually, I'll do.
Should I do
I'm
my
going to go
perception
check, make
Yeah,
sure his
make
leg's
your
okay.
That is 16.
16. Okay. You hear another from further within. I think maybe that screaming might have helped a little bit with the noise.
Pick up the dwarf.
Yeah.
Onto the shoulder.
He's quite heavy. You'll need to make an athletics check to see if you can do that, because he's wearing. As you pull him out, you will see that he's wearing chainmail armor. He's got a shield, and he's also got a spear on his back as well. 12. He's not going anywhere.
Can I just go down to
He
the
just gets up on his own. Thank you.
How's that?
I'm okay.
Can I, as he says that, before he heals it, can I go down to one knee and I just like, let me just check your leg quick. And as I go to check it, I just want to twist a little bit to make him scream.
What is your
You're right.
It's very chaotic.
You make a
I'm checking to make sure it's okay. I'm like,
make a deception check.
Can I use my inspiration? Goodbye, inspiration. Yay! 21.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you twist his leg round.
Get away from there!
I think he
you
needs
horses.
some healing, Malar.
Delivering, he takes a point of bludgeoning damage.
Can you find your way back to the entrance? We have some friends there.
There's no time. We've got to save my brother. He's further within.
You are in no fit shape, sir. We will take care of such things. If you can point a direction, we would appreciate that.
If anyone is going to save my brother, it's going to be me.
And I get down and I poke the knee.
Ah!
Sir, I really don't think it will be you.
It's okay. Please.
You're making a point.
Beware.
Stop hurting him!
Fine.
Stop it!
It's cool.
I think you should listen to the lady and go back outside.
Thank you myself. If you my brother Teening, he was turned to stone by that thing. He told me to run, and I did.
What of Lady Grenforth?
I don't know. He told me to run. The guards, the Republic guards, beware of them. They crossed us.
What?
They trapped us in here. They came in with us. They were supposed to be our escort along, and they were the ones who trapped us in here. I ran back. I couldn't get out.
Republic guards. Are they the ones that were chasing us?
With the blue and the white, yes. Not the. I mean, the same. The Republic guards are the same
yeah.
people. They weren't the same people, obviously.
Well, we don't know, but they're the same uniform.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Same
So,
uniform.
check that.
Yeah.
We will find your brother, and then we will have a long, hard chat about this situation.
Yeah. I don't know what their intentions were. They didn't tell me much.
Where is Lady?
She was in there too. I didn't see what happened to her.
Can you find your way out to the? We've got some friends.
You've opened the way out.
Yes.
Of course you have. That's how you got in. I'm so sorry. I'm not the smartest. My brother says he's the smart one. He says, you know, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I am the bluntest.
It's very nice.
Please, if you can, bring him back.
Before he
Rest
leaves,
assured we will if he's well.
And he strokes his
before he
beard.
leaves, I'm going to just say to him, like, which way did the Basilisk either come from when it came for you, or take the people?
He just uses his spear and he points back. He points further down there. Like,
Go.
the main chamber. You'll know it when you get there.
Go. As he do,
And he starts using his spear as a crutch and starts making his way out.
then I'm going to start.
You sure you don't need my help?
Oh, no offense, sir. You would be more of a hindrance in this state.
You haven't seen me in a fight.
And we won't do today. Please go outside, sir. We have
Make a
colleagues.
persuasion check.
Yeah.
Level 20 barbarian.
If that fails, I'm doing an intimidation check.
If that fails, I'm saying he can come with us and use him as bait.
Persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
13.
That's enough.
Oh.
And with he just
This
kind
is
of
gonna be
huffs
fun.
inside.
We'll be moving
Right.
at half speed.
Well,
That wasn't going to be.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck him.
good luck to you all.
Thank you.
And he heads out. And that's where we're going to leave it today. End of today's session. So next time we'll pick it up from this point where you guys have got to, the rumbling within. You've rescued Turin Bluebeard. If you wanted to write down his name, it's T-U with an umlaut, R-I-N. There you go. That's with the 2 dots. Anyway, so yeah, we'll pick it up from there next time. Yes, where you delve deeper into the cave. I was surprised at you. Well, actually, no, surprised and also happy in some ways that you go, yeah, we're all going to leave. Like, there's a basilisk coming, I'm going to leave. But yes, Basilisk Cave. 2 quests have seemed to have collided. That's the Basilisk and Lady Helaine
With
seem
a
to be.
fucking twist as well. Republic Guards.
More on that and more next time. If you want to hear a bit more of the inside on what's been happening behind the screen with some of the themes that have been discussed today and so on, I'll be back with another campaign diary from 5 PM on Friday. Thank you all very much. Until next time, I've been the DM, and these guys have been their characters, and thank you all. I hope you've all enjoyed yourselves, and I hope, of course, you guys at home have enjoyed too. We'll see you next time here on Monday night from 6 PM. Until then, stay safe.
Bye.